This is episode 150 of the Danza Project.
Oh, wow.
It's your boy Danza, the host with the most,
Yeah.
Danza Project. Everything we do over here is always A grade.
Grade.
Out here, South Florida is beautiful. We got my guy Kato in the building.
Yes, sir. What it do, baby? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. We're here.
Yeah, you probably just watched some football and whatnot. You know what I mean? I don't think that this game here, sorry for who's playing, I don't think it's that interesting.
It ain't.
So, you go grab a cup, pour something out. You know what I mean? If you got a blunt, light it up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit different, the way we approach the podcasting. Fred be hitting me up daily. I mean, daily. Maybe 16, 17 times a day. He's calling me. He's like, yo, you want to interview this person? You want to interview this person? You want to interview this person? It's always like, nah, nope. But there's those names that come across. And so when you get an opportunity to have a conversation with Steven Jackson, Stack,
Hey.
you must have lost your mind. Of course, that one's a yes. You know what I mean? That one's a yes.
It's
So
an
shout
honor,
out
bro.
to you.
It's an honor to be here, man. Appreciate y'all,
that.
man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
y'all. I like y'all setup is dope, G. I ain't gonna lie. I've been around a lot of podcasts, and the way y'all got this set up, the professionalism, the swag, the look of we run shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got in here. That y'all belong. So salute to y'all, bro.
Appreciate you.
that.
Yeah, we like to approach it a little bit differently, the way we have these conversations, and it's not to attack anybody that does podcasting because all of it's dope and everybody has their own lane, right? You
Facts.
got people that are doing it like Vlad TV. You got all the journalists that are out there that are asking phenomenal questions that they thought of for weeks. We think we want people to feel like that organic conversation.
Facts.
You know what I mean? All three of us want to talk. You know what I mean? We want to talk about some dope shit. We want to ask you some dope shit, and we want to get to know who you are from you,
Right.
not from what I saw from an interview,
Right.
or what this person told me about you, or you beating people up in the crowd.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That
I want to know who Steven Jackson is. So shout out to you. Appreciate you again for coming through.
Honored, man. Honored. Thank you.
What made you Steven Jackson? How did this begin for you?
Port Arthur, Texas. Well, actually, let me start. I was born in Third Ward, Texas, same neighborhood as George Floyd. My mom was married to a man who was basically abusive, and was deeply into drugs. And all my family was in Port Arthur, Texas. So my mom, when I was about maybe 4, my mom got tired of him stealing her checks, going by drugs, having people in and out the house, no food. Like, she got tired of that, and it was just me and my older sister at the time. So Port Arthur's like maybe 45 minutes, an hour and 15 from Third Ward, from Houston. And that's where all our family is. So we ended up moving there. And I think when I got there, I think it clicked for me about how this small town that I was in and the love I got from it. I wasn't dealing with my mom crying all day now. I had family, I had love, I had a support system, I had cousins, I had people to be around and play with. So it was a better feeling for me. So I started becoming into my own, and like around 4 or 5 years old, I was playing the YMCA, and it was a game where the final score was 42-40, and I had 40 of our points. And that's when I knew, that okay, basketball, this might be for me. I didn't know I was gonna make it this far, but at that time, that's when I started coming into, okay, they was calling me Baby Magic and Lil Steve. So that's when I was coming into the basketball player, and that's when I realized that this might be something that I might fall in love with.
That's dope. So who had the 42?
It
Was your team up? And so one person on your team scored 2?
He had 2 points, yeah.
Okay.
Perry Goldberg. I remember Perry Goldberg, he had 2 points.
Shout out to
That's
Perry.
what I was wondering. I'm like, are you up or you down on that with the 42, with the 40?
And growing up on that west side, I grew up on the west side of Port Arthur. Same hometown as Pimp C and Bun B, UGK. And around that time, it was 8 sets of projects, 2 high schools, 1 grocery store. So everybody knew everybody. Everybody was doing the same thing. Everybody was trying to figure a way out. We all get to that point where as we growing up, we we get interested in what the stuff that we don't need to be interested in. You know, my whole family was in the church. I was in church a lot too, but being on that side of town, I got involved in a lot of things, and a lot of people that I grew up with had me around some things that I shouldn't have been around. But I thank God that I've been around because it made me who I am, made me tougher. Those experiences, you know, I'll be proud to say that, you know, it's probably a lot of people that came along in the NBA that lived in the ghetto and that struggled. But I'm talking about street shit, and I'm not patting my back on it because I'm just saying I'm glad I went through it because it made me who I am today. It ain't two NBA players that's been through what I've been through, right? When it comes to that type of shit. So, and like I said, I'm not bragging on it. I'm just glad, thank God that I went through it because I wouldn't appreciate life the way I appreciate it now. You know, all my blessings, you know, my children, just the people around me. You know what I mean? Like even, you know, just Matt from everybody. Everybody on my team know how loyal I am. You know, you talk about the brawl. You do no shit like that if you don't love the person that's going. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that just growing up in that type of environment made me loyal to my friend. If one go, we all go. I learned that from being in club fights. I'm not starting to fight, but my friends fighting. You one go, we all go.
Shit, we rode together.
Same
so.
thing, you know what I'm saying? The brawl. So that people that know me understood why I didn't think twice. Because I've been in this situation before. So my city definitely made me, but it also protected me from a lot of things too. You know what I'm saying? That could have ruined my life.
That's you got a story. And so with somebody like yourself, you had every lane open to just go back to the streets instead of being in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like throughout your NBA journey, your relationship, regardless of whatever people thought of you, your relationships with the teams, the organizations, the coaches were
Solid.
all like, how did you maintain that professionalism and keep that out of the way you handled yourself with that? With the teams, with the coaches, with the other players?
Well, I was being me, first of all. So it would have been hard for them to come and tell me to do something different because I don't know how to be nothing but me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? First of all. And I think I was put in a lot of situations where I had to grow. I had to learn. And I was willing to, you know, in San Antonio. You know, my first year in San Antonio, I just came from the rookie year. My rookie year, I made the rookie All-Star team. I get to San Antonio the first year. I'm on the injured list. I don't even play. So that was a culture shock for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even playing. I'm not even wearing a uniform.
Yeah.
You know, to come back the next year. Now I'm starting and we win the championship. So, like, during that course of time, like, you gotta, I said today on my Instagram, I learned how to make love to the bad times the same way I make love to the good times, bro.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through a lot. My family have been through a lot. I seen my mama struggle. You know what I'm saying? And I always know it could always be worse, bro. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what situation you're in, you can be high one minute and be at the bottom the next. So I always appreciate everything. And I think when every organization I've been in, you know, I gave my all. They was paying guys $50 million more than me, but they weren't giving the effort I was giving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't staying after games, shaking hands and talking to everybody in the arena. I was doing all that because that's just how I am. You know what I mean? So I think that left a impression on people. But also, I think everybody that I was around, I had a relationship with in a different way. You know what I mean? From the janitors, from the people that was that was cutting the tickets, from people that's directing people to their seats. Yeah. I had a relationship with everybody, dog.
All the in-betweeners.
And I wasn't even trying. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I'll be walking by and I see a older lady just standing there, and you know, she might be looking like she's having a bad day. I'll throw the ball to her. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just something like that to, to keep it going, man. So
something small for you that it could equivalate something so much bigger for somebody else.
Means a lot to the next, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that I just always treated people how I want to be treated. And the benefits of being real is so beneficial. And I live by that.
I agree. I think that's the reputation that you want to be spoken when you're not in the room. You know, because that's the most important shit right there is what you gonna say when my back
when I'm not around.
When I'm not around. Oh, well, matter of fact, he takes time to stop and say hi to the janitors and what's up to the locker room guys and what's up to the fast food staff or whoever it is. And that stuff definitely, you hope that reputation meets people before they meet you.
Exactly.
You know,
that's a great way to put it.
Real quick.
And then even better, you hope that that's a reputation that stays and remains because, you know, that's definitely something that we wanted to talk about. You know, in that moment when all that stuff happened, you kind of did have to basically re-represent yourself, reintroduce yourself. Because now all of a sudden it's these basketball players are fighting the fans.
Thugs.
And that's the thugs, literally thugs in the newspaper are fighting the fans. We can't not really evolve, dissecting the situation and what really happened and realizing that y'all, like I've heard you say, we were at work.
And you
hold up.
You got to be from our culture to understand that though.
Mm.
Like, I know a lot of people that would have been cool with going back in the locker room. They fine, they ain't getting in trouble. But their teammate getting carried out on a stretcher. Better him than me.
Mm.
I can't live like that. I've never been that guy. And I know a lot of people ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So me doing that, everywhere I go, bro, I would have did the same thing. Our people. So, for me, I care what my people think.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't my people, I don't care. But my people that love me, that genuinely love me, and I don't care what race you is, if you genuinely fuck with fire, I care about how you think. But if you don't, I don't care at all.
Go about your business. Yeah. Going elsewhere.
Facts.
Take that elsewhere. No, you're not wrong for that though, because, if God forbid everything does go wrong, that's them the people that you finna go back to and lean back on. So if your reputation ain't good with them, what do you really have to stand on? No disrespect to anybody who's homeless out there or, on hard times, but I always kind of looked at them and said, man, you must have burnt so many bridges to get that far. Because I know, if I didn't have a job or something like that, or if I didn't have a place to stay, I could surf a couch. I could figure out a situation.
Family,
I could sleep in the car and take a wash at LA Fitness and figure it out. But for you to get all the way that far, you must have really burnt your bridges. So it's important to make sure you stick true to who you are. So in hard times, you can't go back to home.
Yeah.
And they still know you.
And you know what, bro? To take it a little further, there's some homeless people that really didn't have no control over where they at. And I get what you. It's some people that you can't make no excuses for, but I've seen some people, bro, in life that just was dealt a bad hand.
Never had a real crack at it.
And they didn't have the strength or the support system to get back up. People don't know. Having a support system is everything. I don't care what you're doing, bro, especially in life, because we all have to go through ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? We all go through things that we're not prepared for. We all go through things that bring tears and that bring sadness to our families and households.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have a support system, it would be hard for anybody to deal with something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I look at it as if I woke up one morning and felt like I'm better than all them, I could end up that same homeless person. So I'm just happy. I'm gonna be the best Stephen Jackson I can be, and I'm competing with myself every day. Hey. I look in the mirror, I'm competing with that guy. You know what I'm saying? I want him to get better. I wake up every day to show Allah I deserve everything that he blessing me with. Because I know I'm not no different than nobody else, bro. I'm not no different than y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the way they talked about me when I was playing in the NBA, how they tried to make me a bad guy, make me a thug, it's so great. It feels so great right now to still be here doing what we doing, what me and Matt doing this podcast. So, you know what I'm saying? Just stay down and stay solid, man. And, time will pass. I worked hard to get my name back after that brawl shit. Cause I got in the strip club shootout the next year, right after that. So it was all bad for a minute, but both times I was being loyal, but I learned something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be riding for people that ain't going to ride for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a lesson in that.
Yeah.
And it's tough because everybody wants to be around you.
As an athlete, for sure.
Yeah, because
whoever got money, brother.
Yeah. Even if they don't, they're like,
right.
You know what I mean? They might be able to pull something
Get a little taste.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I had to go run out and grab that for y'all real quick.
Yeah, appreciate you.
So, here, you know what? I'm gonna mix. So.
Oh, you a bad boy.
Not playing no games.
Why not? Indulge, my brother.
So yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
My brother. Cheers. Cheers to y'all out there watching. Everybody out there watching. I know a lot of my people out there watching. I just sent out the link. So what's up with y'all?
I think a lot of people are confused. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I think a lot of people are confused when they're not an actual fan of who you are. They'll just go with he was a troublemaker. That's why I wanted to clear the air on that to start the conversation. Because you're somebody who has intelligent, great conversations. You always had great relationships. It's clear that you are the type of individual that would let everybody feel like they're a part of your life. I do the same shit. You know what I mean? I could go to Panera right now and grab some food and I'm talking to the cashier. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm that type of a person where I just make everybody feel like they'll remember me because of that, because I'm loud. I'm willing to have a conversation with somebody. I'll try to pick somebody up if I see they're down. You know what I mean? And people could have their judgments about me. They could say whatever they think I am and something like that. But one thing that everybody around me knows for sure is that I genuinely care about people. I want well for people. I feel like you're the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's gotten you to where you are. That's why people stop and listen to you.
I've given more in my life. My mama tells you, I've given way more in my life to other people than I've given myself. Today I can say that and wholeheartedly believe it. And I'm fine with saying that. You know, doing something for someone else that don't benefit you is the highest act you can do. Right? Mm-hmm. So I know I've done that. You know, I've made mistakes. I've done wrong shit. I've done people wrong. You know, I've done all kind of shit in my life. But I know my good outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
You know, so I can live with that.
I think that's what's important. Absolutely. I always try to ask myself, how will the story be told too? You know, how in this interaction, if I don't know what the best decision or right course of action, if it's through business, if it's with my girl, if it's through my boys, my whoever it is, how will the story be told? Let me make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that I really left no stone unturned and, you know, try to, you know, rectify whatever the situation, whatever the issue possibly could have been, because that's important. And especially when you're somebody like yourself, you're a public figure, and you do speak publicly on these podcasts. I'm sure it reaches people in ways that you probably like, damn, further than you could have expected. Right. So you have to keep yourself accountable and kind of remind yourself, how will the story be told? It's definitely important.
So, I mean, you just tossed Shakur, right? Shakur Stevenson, right? You just toss him.
I don't toss him. I hate when people think they're above criticism. Like if you look at my page, even in his DM, I've saluted him many a times. And if you look at the post, I say we rooting for you. I was rooting for you. I want you to win. But nobody want to watch that type of fight. Even he said it. But what I've noticed now is I can say the same thing the whole world's saying. They're going to take it different coming from me. I don't know why. Maybe you respect me more. But I just said the same thing you said after your fight. And I said the same thing everybody else said. So I think people just respect what I'm saying and they get hurt when I say it. But I ain't got no bad blood towards Lebron. I want him to win. Jay Prince is a good friend of mine. We damn near family. So
sorry.
He's a kid too. Like I'm way older than him. So I don't want to be beef with damn sure no kid, but I don't want to beef with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak my opinion on anything and everything, regardless who like it. First of all, let me say that. But I want the kid to win, man. That just wasn't. I've seen him do better, right? And everybody's seen him fight better, and that's all I was saying. We want to see Shakur. We don't want to see that, regardless if it's whatever he was dealing with. Now they're saying his hand or whatever. I've seen people fight with broken hands. I've seen boxers win with dislocated shoulders. I played 3 years I'm not a boxer, so I probably say I couldn't do it as a boxer, but as a basketball player, I played with a broken toe for 3 years.
Damn.
Just to get a check. So I'm a champion. I know what it takes.
To push.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it wasn't no knock to him at all. It wasn't the Shakur I was used to seeing, and no knock to him. I don't want no beef with the dude. I want him to win, continue to make his money, and it's all love this way.
Yeah. I felt the exact same way. I was just having a conversation with Fred minutes prior, and then he sent me that what you posted. I'm like, I was like, it's not. We all have to be able to take credit. We see it going on right now. That's in front of the world. It's Joe Budden versus Drake. You know, Joe Budden throws a little shot, and Drake feels a certain way. And guess what? I thank you, Joe Budden. I appreciate you because the Scary Hours that he just dropped is fire. You know what I'm saying? It's fire, so thank you. But he definitely torched Joe Budden in there quite a few times, but it's some good music. And I think that with the criticism that you left for Shakur Stevenson, I think next fight he goes out and he has a little bit of an extra bite to him. So
I'm going to be there supporting him. I'm going to be there whether he like it or not. I'm going to be there supporting him because I'm a boxing fan. I'm not watching the fight. I'm not a fan and watching the fights because of certain people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got relationships with certain people, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a fan of boxing. I was going to boxing matches when Floyd was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother Al Harrington was taking turns. Ask Sam Watson, who be in the ring at every fight. Sam will tell y'all all facts. Me and Al was showing up the day of Floyd fights and going to the cage and getting that bag and buy tickets for years. And he'll tell you nobody was doing that. So I'm just a boxing fan, man. And I'm going to support all those young brothers that's getting this money because they're making a lot of money in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I want them all. I got relationships with Benavidez Camp. Okay. I got relationships with Boots and the Chef. That's my family for sure. Cool boy. I done made a relationship because I got a boxing show now. You know, I got a boxing show that I had on Showtime, so Fight Time. So I got a lot of relationships with a lot of those guys. I just want those guys to be able to take criticism because they criticize Michael Jordan and none of y'all close. And they still criticizing Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Floyd might go down as the best ever, and they still criticizing him.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to take criticism, man. And if you and the greats, you only taking criticism if you're doing something great. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. People don't criticize people that ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're fans of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like people like us, like especially me. I can speak for me and Matt, especially when on our show. When we talking about other sports, we put ourselves in the position as a champion, as being able to be a champion and be the best in your sport. We know we can't do what they do. You know what I'm saying? We know it's no way possible that our bodies could do what they do. But in our sport, we were that. You know what I'm saying? So we correlated that way.
You're not just speaking from nothing.
Nah, I got these rings on for a reason, bro.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So we try to correlate it to that. But one thing about me and Matt, we don't never disrespect nobody. We don't get personal. We speak our opinion on the sport and your performance, but we don't attack nobody personally. And that's what a lot of people do. You know, we know how to disagree without demeaning the next person. And I think that's what a lot of people need to learn.
Absolutely.
Especially in sports commentary.
Mm-hmm.
I know that was a big thing with Stephen A. Smith. And I think he spoke on that specifically. He said, look, I'm not attacking nobody's judgment, nobody's character you do what you want to do. I'm judging you in this game as I should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
You said Stephen A. said that?
Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
He might stretch across the bounds a little
Of
bit
course,
sometimes.
but you got to hear him say it. He rolls, he lays it out much better. But that was his point. He's like, listen, of course I'm going to criticize your game because I want to see the best in you. I want to see you show up every Sunday and ball out. I want to see you do the best you possibly can. And if you don't, I'm going to speak on it, but I'm not trying to tear you down.
Well, you know what that about me and Ron and Jermaine O'Neal after that brawl? They attacked, they said everything they could say about what? Yeah. I'm talking about attacking our character, everything, bro. Like not knowing nothing about us, but not just for 1 year. For 20 years till we were able to drop the documentary, bro. So nobody can't talk to me about being criticized. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of that. But it come with it. I'd rather have the life I have, be able to play in the NBA, go through the ups and downs and deal with the criticism than not go through it at all. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather this life. I wouldn't change nothing.
You know what, for me, when I watched that, and I'm a young kid, you know, coming up, I'm getting into fights all the time. For me, the first thing I thought, I was like, that's for me, I always want somebody like that by my side. So you can't be just no regular person next to me. You got to be somebody like that. You seen what he did when this happened? For a large majority of us men coming up and loving the sport, I think that's what we got out of it more than anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the type of people we need on our side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you got to come up. That's the strong circle. And coming up, like now, granted, now it's a different world. It'll still happen if it had to happen. But coming up, we're always fighting. You know what I mean?
But it won't be done in today's game of loyalty, right? Either somebody will be pushed or too embarrassed, or it won't be done off, you know what I'm saying, just particularly riding for your teammate. Like, I would love a nigga like Draymond on my team any day.
Because
any day.
Yeah.
Because I know he riding with me through anything. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he knew going to grab Rudy was a win.
Yeah.
Everybody that was watching the game knew Rudy wasn't gonna do nothing. Yeah. but you see my boy Jay going there. I don't care what's going on. Yeah. First people, I'm yanking him. You know what I'm saying? Because Clay ain't like that. Clay ain't got it's not a physical guy. You know what I'm saying? That's always causing problems. So I just love guys like Dre. Right or wrong, I'm riding.
Yeah. Now Rudy's expression was the best. Sitting there like, whoa. He didn't use his MMA there.
He was just hoping it would be over.
But no, it's dope. I think that you're a polarizing figure in this podcasting game.
Thank you.
Because of the way you carry yourself. For me, that's the things that I admire in life. I love seeing people that aren't afraid, no matter what situation, to just speak it as it is. You know, like me and my girl, we fight all the time. She's 7 months pregnant, right? We'll be talking all the time, and she's like, "You're always blunt. Appreciate you. Congrats. You're blunt. I am. I don't think that an individual should go on living life, telling stories to people about things that aren't real or fabricating stories. Tell them who you really are at all times. I want everybody in my circle. One thing everybody in my circle knows: I'm stubborn. You know what I mean? We'll argue to the death. no matter what, I'm always there with them. I always support them. I don't care what type of conversation at the end. Yo, love you, bro. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And people know that I'm authentic. I am who I am. They're gonna get the truth and everything in there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's who I am. You do that. You're not sitting there sugarcoating. That's needed. But it's needed from a figure like yourself that has the background that you do. Not the fake one that people claim they have. And that's the reality of most of it, right? I'm huge fans of Griselda. You know, I know
that's
that
my
you got
boys. Yeah.
I'm from there. You know, I seen them when they were younger doing it, and it's authentic. So for me, when I listen to the music, I'm like, yeah, they're talking about
You
the
know what
things
it
that are
is.
real, and it's authentic, and it's beautiful music. Be you.
Yeah.
If you could be you and win, you win the most.
But I think that's really the only way, because that's the only thing that isn't copied is you.
Yeah.
It's too many people around trying to be somebody else, trying to sound like them, look like them, but they'll never be that person. So they'll always be behind. The best thing you can do is be you, because nobody else can do that but you.
Yeah.
My big brother, somebody I look up to the most, Allen Iverson, say this all the time. If I died and came back, I want to come back as AI, nothing else. And I feel the same way.
That sounds like an AI quote.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
That really is the coolest shit you could do, is just be yourself. And, you know, the real trick to that, too, a little caveat, is that you're going to constantly change. And, you know, you're going to become a different person 5 years, 10 years apart.
Yep.
It's just naturally going to happen. But live your truth and be who you got to be. I used to date this girl for a while. Oh, she always kept telling me, all your friends are dogs. Your friends are assholes. They're so opinionated and they're so this and they're so that. Why do you hang out with them? Assuming that I'm not of that cut, right? And I said, you know what I love about it? I always know what I'm going to get. You might call them assholes, but I know for a fact if these shoes are ugly, they're going to say, listen, bro, them ain't it.
That ain't it, bro.
And if they are and they tell me they good, I know they're not gassing me up. They really feel, you know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm going to get. Doesn't matter what room we're in, who else is around, who else is listening or watching. I'm going to get a genuine, honest opinion from that person. You see it as an asshole. As long as you're not an asshole to me, I see him as being truthful, you know? And I appreciate that. And she's like, okay, I see your point, but I still don't like such as, you know how that goes. So
yeah, it would be hard for them to understand.
You sounded real Denzel Washington like with that little speech right there. You know what I mean?
Wait, which movie?
I don't know, just like Training Day type shit. You know,
Shout out to Denzel.
But you couldn't have picked a better personality to do this side by side than with Matt Barnes.
Nah, I mean, for multiple reasons. You know, people think just because we played basketball together, but it's when I first got to Golden State, the first person my mom befriended was his mom. You know, and his mom ended up passing shortly after that. You know, and me and him just became real tight during that time. Like I didn't even go home. I stayed up there with him. I'm talking, we smoked probably 2,000 blunts of Swish. That's when Swishers was popping back.
Oh man,
we was on them Swishers hard, and I was just there for my brother to you know, try to help him get through it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we built a relationship. And a lot of people don't even know this. I never said this, but on me, I'm on my way to Matt's mom's funeral, and I get a call from Bun B. Well, no, I hear it on the radio that Pimp C died.
Oh,
and I called Bun B, and that's when I found out Pimp C died on the way to Matt's mother's funeral.
Heavy.
wow.
Crazy story, yeah. But me and them, we started building the rapport. Then I just on the court, we were the same guy. You know, I had a little bit more skill offensively, and Matt was more athletic than I was. But as far as being the dog and on the defensive end, we were equal. You know, being great teammates, being great playmakers, can play all 5 positions. We were equal in that aspect. But off the court, I just think we were just too much alike. You know, we respected everybody. We wasn't no punks. We ain't taking no shit from nobody. But we come with so much respect that if you to the point where we're disrespected, you need your ass whipped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's how we are. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because we come with so much respect and we're so much alike, bro. And God don't make mistakes. I was killing Fox and ESPN. He was killing Fox and ESPN. And we would just sit one day like, bro, why don't we do our own show? Right? And I'm like, whatever, you know, you do it. I'm with it. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, to this day. Whatever you want to do, bro, I'm with it. And he made some calls. Shout out Ellen Reckerton. Ellen is someone who helped start a Red Table Talk. She's a sweetheart. We love Ellen. And she's a big reason why we be getting all them big interviews. She give her a shout out. Yeah.
It takes a crew, man.
Yeah. And she reached out to Brian Daly. I don't know where we'll be without Brian Daly from Showtime. Brian is our guy. Brian will be a part of it, be with us forever.
Tight.
He didn't know what it would be. Actually, this is another news flash for a lot of people. When Matt first brought them the idea, they didn't want me. They thought I was gonna come on there pulling guns out, like what people think. You know what I'm saying? They had no idea who I was. They just going off presumption of what people think.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And Matt was like, nah, y'all gonna see. He was like, nah, if he ain't the one, then this show ain't it. You know what I'm saying? My brother went to bat. Yeah, yes, he already know. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time. We 3 years in, we finna sign a new deal. We got some big news coming soon. And I haven't been in one meeting for all the smoke. Because if Matt's in the meeting, I'm in the meeting. I know my job. And I don't want to be in the meetings anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I know what I do best. You know what I'm saying? That's why we winning. We know what each other does best. And I love my brother to death, man. I'll do anything for Matt. I go to war for Matt. I die for him. And I just think that the fact that he believed in me to do this podcast with me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we brothers, we gonna hang around and take trips and all that anytime. But the fact that he believed in me to build something that stuff that we're building that's gonna be generational wealth for our kids and avenues for other athletes to have their podcast and to control their own narrative. We're building that. You know, we're building the Black Bar Stool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited that my brother had that vision and allowed me to take that ride with him.
Priceless relationship right there, man.
Love my brother.
That's dope. That's so crucial, bro, because it's a lot of people in this world that you're going to come across. And I think it was Brandon Marshall. What was it? He said you got 3 different types of people. You got constituents, comrades. What's the third? The other one, confidants.
I believe so.
And he broke it down very eloquently, the difference between 3. And it's like you got to kind of know who you're dealing with and what to trust them with and, you know, what respects to hold for each other, because not everybody can do the same things together for such a long amount of time. So when you find somebody like a Matt Barnes, maybe it's not blood, but he is actually like a brother. It's important that you guys stick together and keep that bond strong and try to grow something with that, because it's rare.
Yep.
And like I said, you're going to come across thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people just in, you know, walking through life. But if you can connect with those people that kind of align with the same hopes and dreams in life, that's a powerful thing. Definitely what y'all got going.
And, you know, it's just really up to you to recognize who it is, because God going to bring them in your life. He's going to bring the good and the bad. You know, they're going to come in your life. But you got to realize and take time to listen to see who's genuinely in your life for the right reasons. You know, a lot of people listen to respond instead of listen to comprehend what that person is saying, right? And I think, you know, that's one thing about me and him. You know, we might disagree, but we don't disrespect each other sometimes. But 9 out of 10 times we're on the same page. But when he talk, I listen. And when I talk, he listen. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same way.
Tough.
That's what I feel like is our dynamic that we do pretty well in podcasts.
That's why this thing works, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Salute.
Salute, bro.
So the you know, sometimes you gotta give yourself some motherfucking props. You
gotta,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta break your arm and pat yourself on the back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the world, they'll pat you on the back with the bullshit and they'll kick you down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pat yourself on the back sometimes to keep going, because, you know, you are you. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what it takes for y'all to get here to this point. You know what I mean? Nobody took the work and the ideas and the building the studio, all this. Like, it's not easy. I told you that earlier. I know it's not easy. So that's why I commend y'all. They always see the reward. They never see the work and the ups and downs.
Hello.
And if we weren't doing shit, we don't got Steven Jackson in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. That's obvious right there. But, you know, I feel like everybody always wants to tie people as friends when they see their relationship in the industry. You look at teammates on certain teams. So they got to be best friends. So if one of them betrays each other, they're a dickhead. When you look at what 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, Young Buck, everybody, well, 50 don't treat his friends right. Who was 50's friend? Tony Yayo. I think they're doing pretty good together. You know what I'm saying? The other shit is through like the industry related stuff. So like, oh, well, you got to be friends with everybody that you were teammates with. It's how people look at it when you're watching the sport.
That's not realistic.
Some of the people that you're on the team with, you don't fuck with.
Straight up.
You know I mean? Man, I didn't play with a lot of. I had a lot of people that I played with in the NBA on teams, and I can tell you right now, I can count the guys on my hands who I still talk to this day, who I consider my brother, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's guys out that I call, that I talk to, you know, and it's very few. But everybody's not meant to be your friend. You know, even when you getting blessed, you know, I had to learn this the hard way. You know, when God blessing you with certain things that He's not blessing others with, and you bringing certain people around you, He might take that from you because they might not be meant to benefit off your blessing. If He wanted them to have that, He would have blessed them. And He would take it from you because you got people benefiting off the blessing that He didn't want to benefit from.
Yeah.
I had to learn that the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's trial and error. You're gonna make mistakes, but you got to try to limit them. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't try to limit the mistakes, they can pile up, become to a point where you can't come back. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that to a lot of athletes. You know what I'm saying? Where they can't come back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cube for Big Three for saving a lot of them too.
So we spoke about boxing early on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we started there. And, you know, we had the Stevenson fight. We haven't seen you at the fight since the Canelo situation.
I went to the Charlo fight.
Oh, okay.
Charlo Canelo fight.
Okay, yeah.
I went to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I know.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm saying. So we haven't seen you
at a fight since that one.
Yeah.
Has it?
And,
which one? I couldn't go to Vegas to Shakur fight. I wanted to go, but I couldn't make that one.
That was the block.
Yeah, and I didn't go to Errol Spence and Bud Crawford because I went held Gilly down because his son had passed.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to make money working that fight, but you know, I wanted to go hold my boy.
Shout out to
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Shout out Gilly. Yeah.
Good move.
No, what I was saying, we haven't seen that was a hilarious situation.
Mm-hmm.
Very Steven Jackson. Like, nah, hold on. Like, there's a whole lot of people you letting through. What was that situation?
Yeah,
like?
so you know, some cameras are always running. Now, this is why I don't really pay attention because people run and post stuff and don't really try to, you know, make sense of anything. People more worried about being first than being right. You know what I'm saying? And I was walking through. I had my wife, my son, my homeboy Luke, and his wife with us. And as we was getting ready to walk through, you know, I matter of fact, let me say this: I worked for Showtime. So I was there working back and forth through that same little way 1,000,000 times that day.
Yeah.
The VIP room is right there. So this is not like I'm going this way for the first time. Those same security guards seen me get escorted through there the whole night.
Yeah.
And if they want to run the cameras, they can run the cameras because that's the truth. So we about to leave. And as I'm leaving, the ring security was very respectful. Mr. Jackson, hold up. Can you let Canelo family pass, please? And I see probably his mother and some older people, some kids. So I said, no problem. Bro, about 40 people passed. Okay, now as the 40 people passed, Steve Espinoza, which is the president of the Showtime, the president who puts on all these fights. Yeah. As he's walking up, I'm telling him the people stopped me from coming. He was like, no, come through. So if he's walking up, obviously that's not Canelo's family.
Right. The train.
Common sense to tell you the family didn't pass.
Yeah.
If Espinoza and his wife is walking up, that's not Canelo's family.
Right.
So when he told me to pass, I walked through and the security was trying to stop me. I said, and that's when I went off on him.
Yeah.
You see this man who's running this event telling me to pass through, and you know I've been through here 20 times today. You just being an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm matter of fact, hold on, Espinoza. Let me tell him how I feel about him. And I gave him some words that he'll never forget in his life. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, one of them touched me. One of the cops touched me. Now, you know, I don't play that.
Yeah.
And I lost it. Don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? I made it clear. But I would never disrespect somebody. People want dirt on my name so bad, dog. I come with too much respect. And like, I really didn't pay attention to it because I know the situation. You know what I'm saying? And this how I really killed them. Look at my page a week before that. I did the press conference in New York with Canelo and Charlo. If you look at my page, how giddy I was, excited. I posted Canelo on my page. Yeah, man, look how I'm sitting there. You know what I'm saying? It was all that. Yeah. But that's how fast people try to control it. You got to control your own narrative. You know what I'm saying? As much respect as I showed him and as excited I was to meet him and sit next to him on the show, why would I go and disrespect his family? It's stupid shit. So you can't really pay attention to social media, bro, because it's a lot of people that's dying inside that really want to be where you at. They don't want to have what you got. They just don't want you to have it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people like that. It's more people in this world, dog, that didn't reach their goal than people that have. So they got a fan base too. You got to think about it. People that ain't shit and people that's dying inside, they got a fan base too, because there's a lot of people just like them.
Yeah.
So it's our job to, when they come to our page with negative stuff, it's our job to say, you know what? You might be saying this about me, but look, I'm going to tell you about your real life. I just looked at your page.
That's my favorite shit.
I just looked at your page, bro. I ain't got a joke on it.
That's all I got to say.
You know what I'm saying? And just let them know they real life, and they get off and they go look in the mirror like, you know what? Maybe hating ain't the way. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't even disrespect me. He just told me about my real life. I didn't even demean him. I just told him about his real life, and they killed him.
Whatever came to mind, that's on you, my brother.
You know what I'm saying? I just looked at your page, bro. That's my insult.
They go into denial minutes later. You know what I mean? The mirror, they start talking to themselves in the mirror like,
he was right.
Nah, no, he ain't right.
Nah, I'm telling you,
I'm the one.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you.
They get back and they comment on the next page.
Nah, I'm telling you, you say the wrong thing to the right thing to some of them, I guarantee they get off that page and be like, nah, man, he might be right, bro.
You could definitely click that little button.
And then you get a DM from him saying, hey, bro, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to get attention, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You know, you a real... I get that too much, bro.
No, you'll get that. We won't. You know what I mean? Because they want to be
I didn't mean it, bro.
Like, that's Steven Jackson. I'm not about to fuck. Plus, he responded to me, so I'm going to just tell him, yo, I was just trolling.
I'm actually a big fan.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. I'm like, well, that ain't the way, though, man.
And immediately, you know, they're going on their Facebook page or their other page that's not that one. They're like, yo, I was just having a conversation with Steven Jackson. We cool. You know what I mean? They posted it on Twitter and shit.
Funny shit to me is they say something crazy. You respond back. You get them good, and then they delete their comment, and now you look crazy.
Yeah.
Now you, it's like the teacher came, and you the one who swung second. But
I've never seen somebody hate on somebody that's doing worse than them.
Offendy.
Never.
Because for what? Right? Like you doing so good. For why you turning down and looking down on somebody? Right?
It don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
That's Phelps' picture.
People don't think that they can reach you too. You know,
you can't reach me because I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm everywhere. I'm normal. I carry myself like a normal person. I'm 9 out of 10 times I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming with love and good vibes, so I don't be on no nonsense. So, but I am reachable, and people know I will reply.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will reply. I got time. Sometimes I got time to let people know what their life really like since they don't know. So you got to remind them. And you know what? And you know, people. I don't know why people think just because we on TV and we win the championships that we don't have ups and downs, bro. I just lost my little brother and my little sister last year. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. It's no amount of success or award that can fix that, you know, fill that void. You know what I'm saying? So like, everybody is human, bro. Don't think just because they're on TV or they have success or they got money, they go through the same things, ups and downs, headaches. You know what I'm saying? Just sickness. They go through everything, losing family members. So, you know what I'm saying? You might think you getting off on somebody, you know what I'm saying? But you going back to your real life, no telling what they doing. They probably hopping on the jet or something. So the best, stop using that energy in a negative way and try to build something for yourself so you probably can be on the private jet. But hating ain't the way. Hating ain't the way. Dick riding is not a form of transportation. It's not. Take a sip on that one.
Yeah.
It's not.
There you go. I'm taking a sip.
Salute to that one. That's a good one. Salute to that one.
You know, people be telling us they're going to take certain things from us. I might take that. That's a good thing. You know what I mean?
It's not, bro.
That's a good quote right there. It's big right there. You're somebody that I would say I'm very similar to the way like you're describing yourself, being authentic.
I can tell
always speaking the way you want to speak. With that, you said you don't have regrets because you are who you are today. I feel the same way, right? Mm-hmm. But if there was something that you could go back and change, what is it?
I would go back and change the brawl because we definitely won in the championship that year. Ain't no question about it, dog. That was the game to show the world that we was the best team in the league. We was like 14-5 at the time, and that was the statement game. And the main reason why I would go back and erase that is not for nothing for me. So my boy Jermaine O'Neal and Reggie Miller can have a championship. That's my hope. And, you know, I wanted to win one for Rick and Mike Brown because they were the reason why I got my big contract. You know what I'm saying? They brought me in, Donnie Walsh, Larry Bird. So I would have wanted to win that for them, for Reggie and the coaches and J.O. That's the only thing. I wouldn't change nothing else, you know. You know, you can't, I wouldn't even talk about bringing people back, you know what I'm saying? But like as far as life, nah, I wouldn't change nothing. Everything I've been through made me and made me the man I am and built me to be able to provide great lives for my family and myself, you know, my kids. So You know, I wouldn't change nothing but that. I would change that brawl fight, yeah.
Because there's always got to be something, and it's dope that even then.
I missed All-Star games because of that brawl. You know what I'm saying? I missed a lot of accolades, you know what I'm saying, because of that brawl. I got labeled because of that brawl. You know what I'm saying? So
even outside of the money, because of course that's a big thing too, but the look and the moments.
Yeah, all that. You know, I played basketball to be one of the best in it. You know what I'm saying? And I deserved the All-Star game at least 3 years of my career. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that bother me.
But you still got this.
I got rings. I got rings for everybody's hands. I got rings. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you play for. To be, you know, a lot of people can't say they was the best at their craft. You know what I'm saying? I was the best in the world at my craft. You know what I mean? So that's a blessing itself too.
So the question, right, that they always ask, is it the accolades or the champion? You know, the money or the championship?
And I answered that question. You know, Gilbert said 500. He rather 500 million no championship or 30 million in the championship. I don't know where he come from. I come from nothing. That 30 million is 500 million to me. And that championship is more gratifying because everything I've been working for since 5 years old when I had 40 points, now I'm saying that was worth something. I was the best at basketball in the world. I can say that. 98% of the world can't say that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
That's pretty fly,
yeah.
I think outside with Gilbert Arenas, though.
I can make that 30 million.
You know what I'm saying?
30 million, it's a lot of money,
sure,
bro.
yeah.
A lot of money.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of, just think, it's a high percentage of the world that never see $1 million.
True.
You know what I'm saying? From where I come from, 30 million, hell yeah, I'll take that in the championship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be living good for the rest of my life like I got that 500 because I'm going to flip some of that. I'm going to flip some of that.
Mandatory.
Don't forget where I'm from now. I'm going to flip some of that.
So what was it like in Texas coming up? Like, what was the, you know, you said, you know, obviously the relationship between your mother and father were rough. Who was the mentor for you? Who was taking you to the games? Who was coaching you up back then?
Yeah, and that wasn't my father. That was my stepfather. So
okay.
Yeah, my father actually lived where we moved in Port Arthur, Texas. But you know, for me. I got to give props to a lot of people. You know, my uncle, as for basketball wise, my homeboy Chop, Austin Crayshane, a dude I grew up with, real fat dude. He was real chubby, but the handles was unbelievable. I mean, the handles was unbelievable. So I used to always walk with him, and my next door neighbor Isaac used to walk with him to the park and play basketball. I found the love from being around them two. An older guy named Stevie Johnson, we used to call him Beeve, and he used to call me Lil Steve because of him. When the big guys used to play on the court, he used to always pick me because I was good enough to play, but I was young, you know. And every time he'll pick me, I go out there and ball out, and that was the only time I get a chance to play with the big boys. And he was real important on the basketball side. I will also say my high school coach, Andre Butte. My uncles and my cousins, Marlon, Scoop, Sam, them, they played high school basketball, so they were my idols. They won a state championship. I was watching them win state championships when I was a kid growing up.
Blueprint.
And it was all Jackson. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I got to get me one. I got to buy it, but I got to do better than all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my coach Butte, he was real important because my senior year, after we won a state championship, my junior year, I wanted to come back. He knew I had a chance to make it to the NBA. My mama knew it, my uncle knew it. I wanted to stay and come back and repeat with my homeboys, stay back in the hood, play with them. He saw me to Oak Hill my senior year. That says a lot about a coach. To send his star player who he know going to the NBA to another school his senior year instead of coaching him and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knew that I would gain more. I wasn't going to class back home, you know what I'm saying? I was smoking, I was hanging out. I was just that talented. But he knew if I can get away from all this, watch where the talent would go. So I owe him everything, for him and my mom for forcing me to go to Oak Hill because that was the best decision I could have made. But besides basketball, bro, I got so many homeboys that I would say that protected me from things in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Even they bringing me around it, but they keeping me away from it at the same time. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be around it. They let me hang around and be around all of it. But when it comes time to people going to jail or something happen, you know, I'm around it, but now you got to go. You know what I'm saying? From the E-Dogs to the Mike D's, from Lil P's to, you know, it's John Johnson, Roy D. Rowell. I got so many friends, bro, that, you know, TD, Dante, just so many, bro, that I done been through stuff with. You know, Dip, Scooby. I done been through fights and stuff with Jack in the Box, all kind of stuff, and made it out. You know what I'm saying? And those guys, they cared about me to make sure that, okay, we know you got something. You know, they all cared about me, dog. And that's why I said I know I didn't make it on my. That's why I was talking about the support system. My family was the biggest support system and the only support system I needed. My city supported me more than you can think, bro. So they really did.
Yeah, you listed like 15 people. Like,
yeah, and that's not even a half, dog.
Bro, that's such a real and rare answer. You know, usually
I forgot Mike D.
I think you said. I think shout out to Mike. I think you said. But you know, it's like when people go on stage and they do that Grammy speech. You know, first and foremost, thank you, God. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and maybe one or two other people. But it's always a treat when it's like, I remember Mike from the 5th floor. He used to stay late. He used to be the janitor over there, and I used to talk to him after work.
He held me down.
And he kept me. I almost quit that one day. And Mike, man, shout out. So, you know, hearing you say that, especially the boys from the neighborhood, knowing what was at risk and the fact that they believed in you with the foresight enough to say, you know what, we're not going to include you in this. You got to go to practice.
Yeah.
And even for your coach to not be selfish.
Yeah, man.
And say, I believe in you so much, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go get to work, whereas I can't do it for you, so I'm going to put you with somebody else. You ain't have to do that neither.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know how coaches are these days.
Oh, yeah.
They want the players on their team. They want the credit for it. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you how God blessed him. Sent me to Oak Hill, right? Guess what he get 2 years later? Kendrick Perkins.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
But he get it organically. He go to the school. Who was this 7-foot freshman walking in here? Now he got two players that go out of high school and both are NBA champions. So it worked out for him.
That's a good look.
It worked out for him. Yeah. When you're doing stuff for the right reasons, good things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we hope so. Because sometimes
it normally works out like that.
Because, bro, you know, I've been on this journey myself, man. Not to make it about me or nothing like that, but and this is still my mission statement. My goal is to prove that it can be done without stepping on toes and screwing somebody over and just completely, you know, living in lies. And I'm trying to show that you can actually make it by doing the right thing.
Stand solid, of course.
And it's gonna take me a little bit longer. It has taken me a little bit longer, but I have full confidence that I'm gonna get there.
I think I know you will.
Man, come on.
I know you will, bro. No, I know you will. I know you will, bro. I know you will. I really believe that because that is the way. Being solid. That is the way, bro.
Word.
It's too many people thinking that the way to get ahead is try to demean somebody to lift you. That does not work, bro. It don't work for nobody. And if you think that's gonna work for you, it's not, bro. That don't work for nobody. You do better with showing love and coming with respect. You do better with believing in yourself without stepping on somebody else's toes. And that's the way you win because confidence is key. Confidence is key, but not the insecure confidence where you feel like you got to demean somebody to make yourself look better.
Yeah.
Just stand on what you believe in. Be you. Shit, 9 out of 10 times that works.
Come on. Amen.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Being authentic is the greatest thing. Those are the only people I want around me.
Facts.
I don't want the rest. I don't want to hear it. I'll be quick to look at you as somebody you say some dick riding shit.
Yeah.
Or some, you know what I mean? Or some hating shit. I'll be quick to look at you and be like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? It's just that the next time I'm around,
you know,
I wasn't around you. I wasn't, you know what I mean? We kept our conversations separate. You know what I mean? You don't need to, I don't want it. I don't want anybody in my life to be that way. I'm raising my children to be that way. My relationship, I want to be that way. You feel something wrong about me? My homie feels something wrong about me? Tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not always going to be right. I'm not always going to be perfect. But tell me, because maybe I'm missing something. And I would love to be able to correct that because I'm going to tell you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call my boy when my boy tells me, yo, you know, shorty been tripping. I'm about to go out here. I'm like, yo, chill.
That ain't the answer.
Yeah. Now, you don't even need to do that. That's not where you need to be at right now. You know that the only person that's going to hurt is you. Chill out. Relax.
I like what you said, too. If you got a problem with me, tell me. Obviously, we hope that will be the case, but I always do that to my friends. A lot of people come to me for advice, and I hope that's because they feel like I'm qualified to give them some solid
They
advice.
value your opinion.
Yeah, right. But the first thing I tell them, I hear them out. I don't interrupt. Yeah, she said this, she said that. Or, man, he was supposed to send this and he ain't saying that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Did you tell them that? Oh, well, nah, but I wanted to tell them. But okay, well, think of a way that everything you just told me, they probably need to hear that. And you owe them that. If that's your best friend, if that's your wife, if that's whoever it is, you owe them that. Tell them what you got to tell them in a way that they can receive it. Hopefully it's respectively.
Right.
And navigate from there. But if you don't tell them what's going on, how can they fix it? How can they correct course? If I'm your boy and I'm doing something that's messing with your ecosystem, whatever you got going on, but I don't know about it, whose fault is that?
Mine.
I don't know. Now, if you tell me about it, right,
and you still do
and
it,
I continue to
that's on you.
And I, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I make the decision knowing that it's going to negatively affect you. Now I'm in the wrong. But if I don't have the opportunity to correct course, then I'm just operating freely. Right. I don't even know you got a problem. So the first thing when somebody come to me with this stuff, did you tell her that? Did you say that in the meeting? Okay, well, let's try to find a way to get this off your chest to the person that needs to hear it, because I can't fix it. The person that you talking about, they probably need to hear that.
I'm an ear for you, but I can't fix it.
I can't fix it. You know, if I could, I would, but I probably can't. So you got to talk to your boss, big dog. You know, whoever it is, whoever that is.
And it's the people that can accept that That's and true. Give that is that top 2%. Because they have that support system, not just a regular one that's going to say, hey, I need you to be better. I need you to do more. You know what I mean? The ones that you could do the same thing for. And I always say, what did Jay say? If everybody in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged, nobody will fall because everyone will be each other's crutches. You can't let that go. That is so important.
Somebody got to always be in place.
Yeah. Because as long as you got that, and all the people around you, when you fall, sometimes they don't need to be there financially to support you. But they could be there enough to support you mentally and say, hey,
thanks.
You're going to be okay. You know what I mean? You just went through a lot. You're going to be okay. You did some knuckleheaded shit. You know what I mean? You'll probably have to pay for that a little bit. You'll be miserable. You'll beat yourself up. But at the end of the day, you know what you are. You're a good person. You got a good heart. You're a winner. You made it this far. So you're going to make it the rest of the way. Don't look at it now and say, oh, it's all over and start killing yourself.
Right.
Don't do that. Go win. You know what I mean? You're a winner. I know you're going to win. I know what's about to happen. And I know that whatever the story, because people get nervous about the rain, I think the losses are the most amazing thing in the world. I love it. You know, you tell me you see a storm outside, you don't like the way it looks, you don't love it a little bit. You know what I mean? Sometimes just be able to sit in the storm and observe it and pay attention to what's happening. That's when you're actually putting it inside. That's when that winning mentality is coming. That's when you're putting those thoughts together. Oh, you know what? And you get up and you start winning. You start doing stuff that you didn't even think you'd do. But that's just all that is that's just your next level. You start doing that daily. You know what I mean? So when you got those type of people around you that could just put you right back into that mindset, every time it slips, they got you right back. And we make those phone calls subconsciously. You know what I mean? Like you got that type of person, like if you're that person in my circle, I'm gonna just call you up. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you don't know what I went through today. And I'm doing it for a reason. You know what I mean? I trust you. And I know I got that strong support system because that's who, when you win, you got some dope people around you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And what's cool, dog, is like conversation like this is refreshing, I think. But like for somebody like yourself, especially coming from where you're coming from, speaking publicly on this stuff got to be a little bit of a change of pace from what you were used to. At what point did you feel comfortable to say, yo, I want to speak I want to have a podcast. Like I want to get out there.
I think, when Rachel Nichols started the Jump on ESPN, she brought me and Trace on as one of her first hosts, and I was enjoying doing it because I was making that show pop, but I couldn't be fully me.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
To jump out there.
And I was bringing a little swag to the show, and I was enjoying it, but it still wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? And I'd had no idea I wanted to be in the media space, but I was always a guy that was always outspoken.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The media.
So people probably telling you like, hey man, you should.
Rachel Nichols. She's the whole reason why I'm in this space. Because
shout out to Rachel Nichols.
And let me tell you one thing about Rachel, why goes back to what I was saying, treat people how you want to be treated. It was a lot of times where Rachel was in the locker room trying to get people to talk to her, and guys be having attitudes in the locker room. And if players in the locker room say that guys don't be shunning women reporters sometime and just not talking to them, like they do that. They've done that. And I've seen it in locker rooms. They've done that. You know what I'm saying? I've probably done it one or twice to keep it funky. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't want to talk, you know what I'm saying? But you be having relationships with the male reporters. I used to talk to Rachel every time. I don't care if I'm late, missing the bus, whatever, because that was my girl. Because what I told her is what she reported. She didn't take what I told him and put it in her own words. She never did that. Rachel, one of the realest. And, you know, and that's why we was able to bring her to Showtime, you know, once we started everything with Showtime basketball. And she really gave me my voice, put it like that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And after being on her show and seeing how I was basically made for it, her and Gina Paradiso just let me loose. And everything else just started happening due to the grace of God.
Cool. Yeah, man. Because it's, you know,
it's refreshing.
It's refreshing, but it's a certain responsibility that comes with, you know,
no question,
being in front.
I had to change too.
You got to, because that shit will. The internet is forever.
Yeah.
So like you really got to be mindful of some of the stuff you say and the people and the names that you mention and stuff like that. And sometimes it's hard to dance around, especially when you really know these people for real.
Jim Gray told me, the great Jim Gray, legend. Jim Gray said, he told me this recently. He called me about 2 weeks ago just to talk to me and see how I'm doing. That's the type of people that call my phone, like Jim Gray. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I'm out the way, bro. I don't want no beef with nobody. I'm chilling. Like I got Jim Gray calling my phone. But he told me, he was like, man, I just want to tell you how proud I am, and I see what direction y'all going, you know, with y'all new stuff. He was like, I just wanted to tell you, when you thinking of something and you thinking real hard, don't hit send. He said, because the things that you really want to say gonna come out naturally. If you want to say something, especially on social media, and you thinking real hard about it, you got to look at it. He's like, don't hit send.
Tough. That's really good advice. I heard something similar.
That's too good of advice. Hold on.
Don't hit send, bro.
Yeah. No, that just got to me right there. That's a good one.
I heard a similar piece of advice. It's like if you really want to say something to somebody, write it in a note. Write it like in a letter to whoever it is, but don't send it. Sit on it for a day or two, come back, read it. And if you still feel the same way, send it.
It's time to go. Yep.
But if you don't, tear it up, do whatever you got to do and let it go.
Anytime you second guess yourself, it's kind of like,
So it's for a reason.
Because when you know it's a for sure shot, you know that it ain't hurting you or hurting nobody. You just do it. You know what I'm saying? But when you second guess, it's probably not the right thing to do.
There's a reason why something's on the line.
Man, that might switch up a lot of text messages for me from
that?
now.
You like that?
Yeah, because that might fuck up a lot.
Because
I'm the opposite. I'm always like, press send. Now I got to really think about it. Because that got to me. That got to me. I might have.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
With being in this space, knowing how saturated it is, what keeps y'all going? You know, I'm in this space, so I'm so used to asking questions. So you got to let me ask.
No, absolutely. I think this is the dope shit about it. Right? I feel like for me, my answer would be is I am me. I think that I am different. You know, I like to. I'm giving people an opportunity right now to sit and watch you live, ask questions to you. You know, they're kind of connected to you in the room right now. And I want that to grow. You know, you're literally watching Steven Jackson talk shit to you live in the flesh right now. There's none of this is scripted. We didn't sit down before the show and say, hey, this is what we're going to talk about.
Not at all.
We're not going to talk about. Yeah. It's all authentic. And for me, I always wanted to feel a connection to it. You know, I grew up like heavy fan of football and music. I would love to be able to sit in a room and speak to somebody live, like where I could just send a couple bucks and ask my favorite celebrity, my favorite athlete, a question that they would answer. Like to if I had that when I was younger, maybe a lot of the problems that I got into in my past wouldn't have been there because I might have been able to hear something dope from somebody that I actually idolized to slow me down. And so I feel like for me is I want my story to be out there and I want for those moments in my childhood that I wished for, I want to be able to provide that for the people that are like me because we all have our own fan base. You know, we heard a lot of musicians that were like, how the fuck could this person sell 1 million records? You know what I mean? It's terrible.
Everybody got fans.
Yeah, but you got fans. And so I know that there's people just like me out there. And I want to be able to speak to them every single day. Like, you know what, no matter what, if you're watching me right now, you could sit there, you could talk to that person and that person can motivate you. And you know what? I don't got the a decorated background. I don't got no dope shit that I did that you could Google and be like, oh, he was this or he was that or he dunked the ball. I can't, you know what I mean? I'm kind of short. I tried for a long time. One day I thought I was gonna do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just work towards it for like 2 years. I'm gonna get there. But I gotta know my lane.
Right.
And what I'm good at. There's a lot of people that you got to tap into your gift.
Yes.
If you want to make music and you want to be a rapper, maybe rap isn't for you. Maybe it's some R&B or maybe you could be like Andre 3K and play the flute.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? and I bet you, like my boy told me the other day, he heard the album and it was fire because it's a healing frequency.
I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that likes meditating. So I listened to one of them. It was like 20 minutes long, the track.
Yep.
And I didn't notice that I was listening to it until like 7 minutes went by.
Mm-hmm.
I was already just
zoned out.
So yeah,
I love
there.
it.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own lane and things they could do. There's people that love Kato. There's people that love Steven Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to bridge the gap. So no matter what, every day this is a mission.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll never feel like I'm better than anyone, or I don't think. I mean, you might be able to answer it better than me, but I don't ever feel like I'll feel success.
Mm.
I always feel like it's just the next level that comes up. You know, I was shout out to us. You know, we just reached 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Another 50,000 coming tonight.
And counting.
Hell yeah. And for me, it was like I waited to get the screenshot of it. You know, it was like 49.99. You know what I mean? But then 50,000 hit, and I'm like, now it's got to be 100,000. You know what I mean? As much as I was excited about that, it went away in an instant. And I do have to learn how to sit back and take those things in. But I also know there's so many people out there watching, and there's something that they want to do to be great. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter. That job is never going to end. To be able to feed that to somebody else in the world, that's never going to end. And I can't wait till those moments happen where there's a softball team, right? That's named after me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I do it for.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I thrive for.
Yeah.
What's your answer on that?
I mean, kind of tough to follow there. It was a solid answer there. Should have wrote something down, but nah. Honestly, man, initially it was for selfish reasons, bro. Like I never did music. I was never an all-star, even though I played sports. I never really had anything that I shined at or a way that I could really express myself. Mm-hmm. I don't play instruments. I don't paint or draw. So this is a way for me to be creative. And through that, it's also a way for me to speak my mind and have conversations and really challenge myself to be honest and vulnerable in front of people. Like I was joking about it with him. I've said things up here that I never told some of my closest friends or that I've only told my closest friends. Here I am saying it in front of a couple 100,000 people. So what comes with that is I got to hold myself accountable, make sure what I'm saying is real and that I actually believe in what I'm saying. So it's been a little bit of a selfish journey just to kind of challenge myself and challenge the conversation and get in front of a camera and be creative and come up with new thoughts and try to be interesting and highlight the guest most importantly, because really that's the main goal. That's the main subject of having people in this room. That's how it started for me, for sure. But as we go on, it's more so the conversation with people that we looked up to, like he said, because we've been able to sit with some people that don't even really do interviews. Like Vlad TV just came up here. That's somebody we saw coming up all throughout hip hop and music. You know, Smack DVD.
Smack, that's my dog,
bro. He don't do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so to sit there up there with a legend, I never thought I would be able to do that. That's fly as hell. You know, I get to get advice from Brandon Marshall and Steven Jackson and. You know, Devin Haney's telling me about the millions he just made, and you know he's only such and such years old. So like, just having those moments, and then I think it's also something that I just got the gift of gab. My dad, he's the type of guy who could talk to anybody, everybody, anywhere, everywhere. He literally would get yelled at by my mom for stopping to have a conversation with the toll guy. You know, you used to have to stop and make change with the toll guy. He was, so how you doing, man? Everything good? You having a good day? Just like you said, stop, talk to the janitor. That was my dad. You know, the guy who. When the party's over, he's in the car. The kids are in the car. Wife is in the car. He had the door jammed. So yeah, man, we're gonna do this again sometime, man. It was a real good time. I real appreciate all the way from the grill to the takeaway plate to the front door to the car. We still so I just love talking to people. I love having conversation. And another treat too is we are fans of the culture. If it's through music, if it's through sports, if it's through business, relationships, you name it. So it's just invaluable being able to have all these people here and speak on the things that they are professionals with and of. And like, I don't know, man. I'm still mind blown by it because we're still in it.
Right.
And it's still happening. And at the rate that it's happening, I haven't even had time to stop and be like, whoa, that's cool. The only time it happens is when I'm in the LA Fitness sauna. And then you just had Steven Jackson up there, man. That was you. Y'all just had Brittany Renner up there. Hey, man. So then I'm like, okay, we got something going. But I don't, to what he was saying, I don't think we'll really appreciate it or understand what this is all for until we get, further on. I think we'll be able to look back and be like, man, you see what we did? You see what we created? The people that we connected, the opportunities that we got. Now we over here doing these shows and these pop-ups and we selling merch. And I just did it to speak my mind for, in front of a camera for a couple minutes. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
You see the success part of it. I see it with my children, with being able to send my mom money, being able to help my sister. But, I see it that way. You know what I'm saying? Through other people. I really don't see it through me because, like I said, I've done way more people than I've done for myself. And you're right, we will never stop because it's going to always be somebody that we're going to want to help. That's how everybody ain't got that, though. That's what I really like about you. Like, most people won't say that. They would say, I won't stop because I want this, I want to do this. They won't say, I'm not stopping because I know if I stop, I won't be able to help somebody. But if I keep going, I will always be in position to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it too.
Super dope. Yeah,
It's
you
not
just
a bad
got us in the
motivation.
zone right there.
Yeah, that's not a bad motivation, boy.
Got us in the zone. So you obviously have a different type of gift to this. This is just the beginning of your story as well. It's not like a lot of people see things and, well, he made it because he was in the NBA and he was already famous. That's how some people would see it. The truth is this might actually be the gift. And you're just that talented. There's the people that are good at a lot of things, and then there's people that are just great at one thing. You know what I mean? You're clearly good at a lot of things. There's things that when, like you said, you're at these you're on these teams, and the one thing they know they got with you that didn't matter the paycheck is you were the hardest worker in the room. You know what I mean? And this is something that, basketball, obviously you had the natural gift for it, right? But you also had the natural gift to gab and connecting with people and being who you are. And the reason why you were able to navigate and still be wanted by the most prestigious teams. Like, we want Steve. I don't care what the fuck he went through. That's the guy I want. I don't care what the media has said about him. We could see something bigger in him by looking at him, by speaking to him. They saw it. They heard it.
Yep.
They definitely heard that coming from you, or these teams wouldn't want you because the narrative that the media tried to create, they tried to paint an ugly picture. Like you said, you had to battle that for 20 years. But Pop didn't care what they had to say about you.
You would think that I got pulled over in my career 10 times with guns and weed. Like, you would think I was just the worst player ever, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that was so far from who I was. But I remember when I tried out for the Spurs, Pop, I had a great summer league. I think I finished the summer league second in scoring behind Dirk the Whiskey. Pop comes up to me right after the game, like, you're on the Spurs. You're going to be on this team. But you got to promise me you're not going to smoke weed. Yeah, what you think I did? What you think I told him? I swore to him I'll never do it again. An hour later, I was in my room smoking. You know what I'm saying? But he knew that. He knew. He just wanted to see what I was going to. You know what I'm saying? But I've never been suspended for a game for drugs or nothing like that. Like, I've never been in a fight in an NBA game with an NBA player. Just that brawl was the only time I've ever been in a fight in an NBA game. So it was a lot. It was a lot of things, bro, that could have deterred me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talking about he in the NBA, that's why. Bro, I tried out for 18 NBA teams. I got cut by 18 NBA teams before I got a job. I broke both of my feet before I got an NBA. Both of my feet. I got drafted by the Suns and second to last pick in the draft and got cut immediately. Went overseas 3 years. Like, it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? My first year getting in the league, my name is Stephen Jesse Jackson. I'm named after my grandfather, Jesse Jackson. my first year in the league, my grandfather passed. So like,
wait, Jesse Jackson?
not the.
I was about to say,
no,
okay,
no,
well,
the real Jesse Jackson in my life, the real Jesse, my
Yeah.
grandfather, my grandfather, And so like it's a lot of stuff because like, you know, my older brother got killed when I was 16. I was probably a mile away while they was, you know what I'm saying? He got beat up and killed when I was 16. So like people can say things are easy, but they never know what you've been through. That's why I don't judge nobody, because you never know what battles they're going through. It can look all good on the outside, but on the inside they crying, they dying. And I've been that person. You know what I'm saying? I get it, man. But at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, people will break you down. You know what I'm saying? Especially people on the outside looking in. So I've always believed in myself. I've always bet on myself too. You know what I'm saying? I won a championship with the Spurs. I was a big part of that championship. I was supposed to get a big contract after that. They didn't give it to me because they wanted to pay other guys. So I bet on myself and went to Atlanta, balled out, ended up getting my contract. You know what I'm saying? So I've always bet on myself, and I know right from wrong. I always say I'm first team all common sense. First team. You know what I'm saying? Because I got common sense. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. I'm not going to put myself in a position, you know, as an adult, especially if I've done it before, when I know it's not going to show me in the right light, or it's going to hurt me going forward, hurt the people that I care about. I could easily be one of those guys that going to the clubs every night at 45, hanging out, throwing money. But I'm risking what I'm doing for my children. I'm risking what I'm doing for my family. I'm risking what I'm doing for my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm risking the security that I'm giving them. It's a lot of people that's really selfish. Well, I want to do this. I can't be that because that's how I keep going. I love the people that depend on me. I love the people that rely on me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what keeps me going. I got to do right. I got to be here. I got to stay focused. I got to win. You know what I'm saying? To show them. And I think that should be a motivation for everybody. Everybody should have an immediate circle of family who they care about, who they provide for. Because 9 out of 10 times, a man that don't have no responsibility is not focused. It's not focused. You got too much idle time to do all the nonsense, and that's what ends mostly 9 out of 10 times ends us up in jail or in trouble. Not having no responsibilities. A lot of men that I know today that don't have responsibilities, their life not in order because they don't have no reason to. They have no incentive to be great. They have no incentive to get up and go to work. You know what I'm saying?
They don't have a why.
They don't care about themselves enough. You know what I'm saying? There's no responsibility. So I love the fact that I have daughters, sons, mama, sister, you know, I said wife. I love the fact that I have all those things in my life to hold me accountable.
Yeah, that's some real shit, man.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'll ask you. What is more rewarding to you? Your NBA career or your podcasting career?
Media.
The most rewarding thing to me is neither one of those. The most rewarding thing I've ever had in my life was leading the biggest civil rights movement ever with the George Floyd situation. 18 countries, 50 states all protested at one time. It's never been done before. I think that's the biggest thing I've done in my life because I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't using the talent I had. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no gift I can use in this. I was totally lost. I was hurt the whole time. And, you know, I was doing something that I know could have ruined my life. I lost money. People backed away from me. You know what I'm saying? But that moment made me bigger than any basketball game or any podcast can make me. That moment. People know me in 18 different countries now because I stood up for the oppressed. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was my biggest moment. Yeah, basketball, because it means so much to me, winning a championship, and the podcast, I think we just getting started. We ain't got to where we gonna go, you know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that we got room to still go up, but I think being able to put everything I had on the line for my brother George, I think that was the biggest moment, the most gratifying moment of my life. And I wasn't able to change the world because they still killing us. You know what I'm saying? But I was able to get some justice in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll take that. And, you know.
Shout out to you for that.
Thank you, bro.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
and shout out to all the activists. I'm not an activist. I never put myself in that position because these people spend their life every day for justice for people that need justice. So Tamika Mallory, Kimberly Latrice, my publicist, Drill, all y'all, man, thank y'all. Jamie Foxx, Bun B, all of them pulled up on me and rolled with me, man. the Somalian community in Minnesota.
Wow.
I owe y'all my life. I owe y'all my life.
What was your friendship like with him? What is it like was it that you knew him? Because I know the twin story,
Yeah.
right? Like,
We look just alike.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But-
crazy.
It's a good question too, by the way, because
Yeah.
you be seeing people sometimes in your life like, you know what I mean? I got 18 uncles, so I got
Shit.
mad cousins.
They
You know
look
what I mean?
like
So I
you?
bet who's your dad? You know what I mean? Like, because you kind of look just like me.
T.O.
What the fuck
who?
is going on over here? But like, what was your relationship with him actually like?
Okay, so Third Ward is my city, Port Arthur, is really a smaller version of Third Ward. It's a lot of hustling going on, and that's basically our hustling hub. You know what I'm saying? It was a guy named Tello, rest in peace, Tello. He really helped build that connection with Third Ward and Port Arthur because he had family in both. And he came down. He brought him and G was real good friends because they both grew up in the CUNY Homes projects in Third Ward. He brought G down. G used to come down and be in Port Arthur all the time, and I was playing basketball. And Tello was like, man, I got a homeboy who looks just like you, bro. I'm like, yeah, right. You know, they knew my stepfather at the time who raised us from being in the streets, you know, buying drugs and all. They knew who he was. He was like, I got somebody that looks just like you, man. I'm gonna bring him down here, man. And when I first met him, I'm like,
Yeah, at first it's always like that. Like,
man, who your daddy for real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real. That's how much we looked alike. You know what I'm saying? But it got to the point where our relationship, this is what our relationship was. When my season was over, I'm going straight to CUNY Homes projects. I'm going to meet him and a couple of his friends, Ghetto and all them, and I'm buying me some syrup and getting some weed, and I'm sitting there all day with them, enjoying my summer, smoking and leaning, chilling with them. They making sure I ain't getting no trouble, nobody coming around bothering
out
me.
the way.
I'm in my $200,000-$300,000 car parked right there in the projects every summer. If I'm not at home, I'm in Third Ward with them. And I used to go out, when I go to Houston, I'm going out to the club with him. So we had been around together so much that everybody called us twin. You know what I'm saying? Calling us twins. And then we started calling each other twin first, but everybody else started calling us twin. And it became to the point where while I was in the league, you know, fell on hard times, mama needed rent, I helped out. You know, we became like real brothers. We didn't see each other every summer. We didn't talk every day. You know what I'm saying? You know how family was like. People have their own lives.
Yeah.
I cared about them. You know, we talked, but we lived in two different lives. He in the middle of the street. I'm living you know what I'm saying? We live in two different lives, and we didn't grow up together. We didn't shoot marbles together, but the day we met, we became brothers like we've been knowing each other our whole life. And before he went to Minnesota, you know, he was on his Instagram. He reached out to me for clothes. Like he wasn't a friend to call me for money. I don't know why people think that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't him. He wanted to get his own. He never called me for when his mama needed something for when he was in jail, she needed money for rent. I took, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff. But when he was home, he said, bro, I'm going to Minnesota. I'm going out there to get my CDL license. I need some clothes for job interviews. And it's on his page. I sent him a whole bunch of clothes. That's the relationship we got. That's why I loved him, and that's why I was so hurt when he got killed like that, because being successful, you very seldom have friends that don't abuse your friendship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be around you for the wrong reason, how they can benefit. He was never that guy. He could be around me and benefit, but he was never that guy. He always called me when he really needed it. And I can't tell you 2 people in my life that could call me for all the money in the world, but would call me for clothes for a job interview. That's who G was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like people on the outside looking in saying he did this, he did that. Let me clear up another story since we on here. People talking about he shot somebody in the stomach. He held a gun to a woman that wasn't true. What happened was somebody else did that. And if you from the hood, you know, if I got a serious case on me, and this little case is sitting here, me and you together, if they want to put that on me, you can put that on my case too, because it's not gonna really hurt me more. I'm already doing time. Mm-hmm. He took that for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if you from the neighborhood, if you from you know how that go.
You're supposed
you know
to
what I'm saying? But nobody never explained that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't that type of person, bro. Yeah, he was in the ghetto. He was there. He was at that place, but he would never do nothing like that. So I'm glad I'm able to clear that up about my brother, because he was a great dude, bro. We all got our problems. We all got our things, you know what I'm saying? We all got family members that do things that we wouldn't want them to do. But we can't control it as men. Men live their life. We're going to do our own thing regardless of what somebody else tell us. And I just hate that happened to him, bro, because, you know, his daughter, Gigi, shout out Gigi, and shout out Roxanne. You know, I ain't talked to them in a while, but, you know, I was able to do some great things. Some great people like Kyrie Irving did some great things for them so they can have a great life and Gigi can be straight. A lot of people did some great things. So, like I said, I'm just happy that I was able to be there for him because a lot of times when this happens to people of color, of course, they don't have nobody that looks like them or somebody that's famous that can speak up for him. I didn't just speak up for him. I look like him. So when people look at me like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So it all worked out, man. God don't make mistakes.
Tough.
This is why I do this. Because such a pivotal moment in all of our lives. To be able to sit and have a conversation with you about that and the true version of George Floyd, I could go to sleep knowing that this could end right now. And stories like this and the way that you're able to deliver a message to the world about that, I'm happy.
Thanks, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, because things like that is what is actually important. We could sit here and pretend like, you know, the new album's dropping this week or the championships, that it's the dope shit. Like that's the pivotal moments in life. Nah, this is it.
Real shit.
You know what I mean? The people that are really actually there fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are that's what matters.
So many people got it worse than us right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
right now.
So many people got it worse than us right now. My heart go out to so many people, man. It just sucked. But at the end of the day, if your heart not right, you can't do nothing for nobody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Your heart got to be right first. So I think that's what I really focus on is keeping my heart right, where I can be the man I need to be first.
I saw my boy Frank ask on here because we are live again on they're live. They're asking questions.
Say
in
Frank?
the chats. Yeah, my boy Frank.
What's
said,
up, Frank?
He said that his son is going to college. What would be the best advice that you could give him to keep his head down and focus on what he's going?
Sports. What he's going to college for? Academics?
I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think it's just for anybody, bro. Especially kids that's just starting to find their way in life. Don't go to social media looking for validation. Everything you need to be great and to be successful and to make your parents proud is already in you. When you wake up and look in that mirror, everything you need to be great and to be successful and to be who you want to be is already in you. You don't have to get on social media and post a picture or post something on social media for somebody to put a comment to say, yeah, you him. You know what I'm saying? When you believe in yourself first, that's all you need, because believing in yourself going to give you the confidence to go out there and do what you believe you can do. It's going to give you the confidence to go out there and ask those questions. It's going to give you the confidence to go out there and put that extra effort in to be where you want to be or who you want to be. So the first thing is just believing in yourself. Don't think somebody else got to tell you how great you are, because really you're not going to get that, because they'll tell you how great you are just enough where they can be better than you. You know what I'm saying? So always believe in yourself, and everything you need to be great is in you already. Point blank.
That's some gems for you there, Frank. You know what I'm saying? And Baron, that's some gems for you right there. What was your stance on everything, getting back to the George Floyd situation with the league and how they, again, decided to play? There was rumors that maybe you and LeBron didn't see eye to eye with everything. And
see, that's false.
Okay.
Me and LeBron never talked about anything with George Floyd.
That gotta be the most annoying
You know what I'm saying?
thing.
Like, me and LeBron never talked on the phone in life, right? I don't know why people would even put him in that situation. It has nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he's somebody that people always want to throw his name in the box.
Yeah, man. And take that man out of it. That man had nothing to do with it. I didn't talk to him, and I didn't talk to nobody in the NBA. But I will speak on that, because if I'm in the middle of it, right? I'm basically the face of it. Why wouldn't the NBA get behind me and support what I'm doing? Because the message is not the same. I'm really fighting for equality. I'm really fighting for justice for my friend. They probably was just making it look good so they wouldn't be on the outside looking in like, oh, well, they didn't do it.
Right.
No, we're going to put it on the court. What is that doing? Putting it on the court. You know what would have been the best thing to do, in just my opinion? Stop basketball completely. They're not finna lose all that money. And I guarantee you, if they would have stopped playing in that bubble and said, we're not playing at all, some laws need to change right now. And I know people say they put too much responsibility on athletes, but money, when they lose money, they don't want to, bro, that's the only way to get to them, they pockets. Mm-hmm. And if they would have said, nope, none of these teams, none of us not playing, trying to figure out some way we can get some laws changed so we can have some equality around this motherfucker, like if that attitude, something would have changed. Yeah. Something, because there was too much money they was losing. Too much money. Yeah. And, you know, I'll give you another example, bro. Because it's I told you I'm first team all common sense. Why is it coming out that the NBA was low-key dissing the big three and stopping them from getting sponsors? Why? So why?
Yeah, that's it.
That's so unnecessary, because you have George Gervin, Gary Payton, Lisa Leslie, Rick Mahorn, Dr. J. All the coaches in the big three are your Hall of Fame players. Yep. Why wouldn't you support that? Oh, rewind it back. All the players that's playing in it are ex-NBA players. Why wouldn't you support that? Because it's a black man that own it? It's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? You should support that. You use those same NBA veterans that's coaching these games on all your commercials. When y'all go to Africa, y'all bringing all these same coaches that coach the big three. So why wouldn't you support it? Right. But they're telling on themselves, dog. You're making it obvious, bro.
Showing their true colors.
You're making it obvious. And then they should be happy because, okay, it's not their fault that players fall on hard times. It's definitely not the NBA fault. They gave these guys a lot of money. We should have invested and did the right thing. But Cube has created another form of professional basketball where guys that did fall on hard times, that can still play, can make $100,000 in 10 weeks playing basketball. Big. Why wouldn't you support that? Yeah. It's just common sense, bro. It's just common sense. And like, people don't want to hear that. It ain't rocket science, bro. It's not rocket science. The man is doing something great. I've been riding for year one. And I just think, you know, they got the wrong people making decisions for the culture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the NBA is a big part of the culture. And we are a big part of the NBA. I don't think they have the right people that knows the culture making the decisions in those times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, and maybe just shutting all the games down might not have been the answer. But that one day, you know what I'm saying? We all showing up in unison, we ain't playing at all. You know what I'm saying? That's I wish that would happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just looked at it different.
Which is, I mean, for us this is something that's going to live on forever. Mm-hmm. This moment, the George Floyd moment, lives on forever. Mm-hmm. And these conversations live on forever. Right. It is true, but man, I'm sure they got a very compelling and convincing story of why you should still play, because think about it, it's a lot of money,
bro. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the only way you'll get their attention, bro. Yeah. That's the only way. That's the only way.
And there's too many. Everybody has to be on the same page.
But that'll never happen.
I wish it would.
I wish it would too, but that'll never happen.
One day it's got to happen, right? That like. We got to be on the same page. Everybody, you know, like the world is an ugly place. You know, it's a beautiful place and it's an ugly place. There's so much bad shit going on every single day. Mm-hmm. And until everybody could take a stand together and say, you know what, like when America was attacked, 9/11, right? Like regardless, because there's conspiracies about that. You know, I'm somebody that I like to question the truth, right? But you saw America stand together. Right? For a small period of time, it was powerful. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody was together as one.
Till the truth come out.
Yeah.
Till the truth come out. I definitely do like seeing I like seeing Cube, you know, being on podcasts more and being more vocal about the situation and getting the word out there, because he's another person that is very hard to catch for an interview. But now he said, you know, I got to step in front of this, because again, it comes down to how will the story be told. If he doesn't come out here and
they control the narrative.
And if he doesn't come out and start controlling the narrative, which he's a very important figure and has the ability to reach a lot of people, they're going to say whatever they want. You know, oh, well, he wasn't doing this and there's the reasons why and this, that, and the third. But he's actually coming up and like, listen, powers that may be, they don't want this to be great. And I'm here to say this in front of the world because I need y'all support. This is very important future athletes, old athletes, Hall of Famers, everybody can have fun in this. This is still our sport.
Right.
Just how you said how the sport and the culture are tied in. The Big Three is a perfect example of that.
A big part
Why
of it.
wouldn't the NBA want to kind of, boost that up? I mean,
And it's not in competition with the D League, G League. That's 5-on-5. This is 3-on-3.
Completely different.
It's totally different, bro.
Completely different.
It's not the same.
And
But it's common sense, though. We know why they don't want him to win.
how has the Big Three been like for you?
It's been awesome, man. I've connected with so many of my fans that I wouldn't have been able to connect with in the NBA with the Big Three. You know what I'm saying? Because he's having it in the cities where they love basketball, but they've probably never had an NBA team, or they probably just wasn't old enough to come see me play. You know what I'm saying? And you got guys like Joe Johnson. You got guys like Al Harrington. You had all these guys that people still wanted to see play, and it gave us the opportunity because I was still in basketball shape. That's why I played for the first 3 years. I still wanted to play basketball on a professional level without going overseas. I wasn't doing it for the money.
Yeah.
I was doing it because I love to play the game. And it was a lot of guys that do that. But, to go to the other side of it, he is helping a lot of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I enjoyed it. I want the league to be as big as it is because I know I had a hand there from the year one. But I seen Q vision. I see his vision. I see him and Jeff's vision. They really love the game of basketball. And when guys walk away from the game that they love, they want to still see them play. So if you're able to create a league like this, why not do it?
Yeah.
I think anybody will. I just think Q was smart enough and had the balls to do it. And it's been real successful. I just think people got to get off when they first came out, that Q was the first black owner of a professional league. Everybody was throwing it on their Instagram. Shout out Q, shout out Q,
Yeah.
shout out Q. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Y'all posting it.
But keep
No, show up to the
Yeah, show
games.
up.
Oh, okay.
Come out to the games. Don't clout chase and post it because it's going to look good on your page. That's beneficial for you. Show up to the game and actually support him in real time. If that's what you're going to do.
That's real.
But everybody's quick to post it on their page. But, some people showed up. But I know that the culture could show up more for the Big Three. You know what I'm saying? And it's been getting good, and I hope it continue to get better. But he definitely needs the people's support because he support a lot of people.
We missed out on the interview best seconds.
Q.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because we already had the date set with Simba. And
Shout out my little bro. That's our guy.
And then you got your people out. The Cali's out there live. Q, Simba, and
that Cube interview was
and it was like to get both of them at the same date. You know what I mean? It was tough, and then he ended up going to Cameron and Mace. So they got us with that one. I mean, they beat us too.
Shout out to them.
We had a chance to beat them at it. But it's one of those conversations I was dying to have. But I don't think we ever did it, right? We've never did 2 interviews in a day.
Not in a day.
Yeah. And it's tough for me because
you will. We did 4 or 5 in a day.
Damn. You know what's tough is just like
Knock them out.
I'm almost exhausted after
Put them
I'm
in the
done.
can.
For sure. But I'm almost
I see.
exhausted after I'm done because I'm genuinely taking this in. You know what I mean? Like it's for me. It's
in
like,
real time. I'm with you.
yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah, like I feel it. So like I'm having this conversation with you, and then when I'm done, I'm talking with my girl. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So much dope shit happening. I gotta watch it again. I gotta see the clips out of there. I'm calling Nova. I'm like, Nova, yo, when he said this or this part of this clip right here, let's get that out there right now. You know what I mean? Orlando, what'd you think about that? You know what I mean? Brad's got the timestamps coming. Fred's like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what's going viral right now. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's all such a dope process that we got. And having these conversations is so important that I love it. I genuinely love this that we have going on. To know, like, damn, we got to go to a couple of the Big 3 games.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Yeah,
Everybody
sure.
come out
You know what I
support,
mean?
man.
Sure.
I wish we would have had the opportunity to sit down and speak with Ice Cube, not only for what he's done with the Big 3, but what he's done throughout his
general.
career. His life.
man.
That's a
Monster.
legend. That's also somebody I idolize just because of no Vaseline. He don't hold back.
That's one of the
You know what I mean?
hardest diss records, if
Yeah.
not the hardest diss
Yeah.
record ever.
He doesn't hold back for nobody. He is who he is. Ice Cube is who he is.
Yep.
I love people like that.
Him
And continuing to evolve.
Mhm.
Yeah, and watching him come into fatherhood too has been cool too.
Yep.
Like we watching this man's whole life, you know, just happen in front of us. I don't think that's off the table. I think we can make that happen.
Absolutely.
We'll make that happen.
His son shooting movies now.
Yeah, crazy. And it was funny because I was watching an interview. He was saying he made him earn it. He sent him to school and all. He said,
Mhm.
"Don't go in there and thinking you got this just because you my son. You're gonna have to go in there and act, my boy.
Mhm.
You're not
And he
gonna
looks
go
just
in
like
there."
him.
Just like him.
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
He was the perfect person to play him.
Yeah.
But you never know because you can mess that up royally. Like
Yeah, you
it's
can.
easy to mess
You
stuff
can.
like that up too. But it was just
Ice
it was
Cube
right.
ain't the type of person that's gonna raise his son not to know him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Word.
like he knew. Like if you see this right here, you know what I mean? That's now I gotta get the one for my
Yeah.
daughter, right?
Mhm.
But that's my
That's
son's
dope.
face right there
Baby
because
boy.
that is the most
That's
valuable
hard.
thing to me. And then if you look at the other one, that's my dog that died. You know what I mean? Those things are really always gonna be the most important.
You like
things
you
for
like
me.
that about your dogs too, huh?
Yeah, hell
I got
yeah.
a big picture of my dog Drama who passed in my
Yeah.
house, man.
Yeah, I got his ashes right next to
Everybody
the
know
bed.
Drama,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
everybody knew
family,
Roman.
man.
Yeah,
That's family.
Man, 13 years.
Yep, yeah.
Wow.
That's losing a dog is rough.
That's family, man.
You know what I mean? Well,
They,
I mean,
they
it's,
more loyal than human beings,
it's
man.
the one thing that you got. It's the one thing
Straight up.
you ain't chilling with your homeboy holding your homeboy, right? But when your dog comes up for some love, you're like,
Yeah.
come here, little,
Yeah,
you know what I
little
mean?
boy.
That's your boy. That's your son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
And
all
for-
they got. You
Yep.
gotta think about it. You all they got, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
They come home. When you come home, they're surprised just to see you. You know what I mean? You can let them outside and walk back in. They're excited to see you again. They were only gone
All
for
over again.
fucking 2 minutes.
So if
3
you
minutes.
open my ice box and you know how you get meal preps,
Yeah.
my wife cooks wagyu, carrots, rice, meals for my dog.
Yeah. Dog's living a life.
Like I came in the kitchen one day, I look at my plate, I look at his bowl. I'm like, so man, this nigga eating the same shit now?
You're
I'm like,
right.
are
You're
you
right.
kidding me?
That's
Like,
the thing now. You're
Are
right.
we eating this? No, I made yours different. I can't tell. Like we eating the same thing, but you know, you get to treat them like your own, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. That's family. It really is. And that's what I mean. Like my son, when people are authentic, and I like to believe, and I know that the people I keep around me are authentic, right? Your children, when you have your children, they're gonna know who you are. And so if they needed to play you in a movie, you better believe they're gonna do a good fucking job because you've been able to send that message and deliver that message to them. This is daddy.
You know what?
There's a lot of people
that has to be for Cube.
Will Smith.
And for Will, like just to go, put these people into this world, your kids, not just these people, but putting your kids into the world and be like, that's me, man.
Yeah.
You laugh like me. You got that for, hey, the way you slap your knee, that I do that.
Yeah.
The way you snapping in traffic, I do that. Like that's gotta be the craziest thing, the coolest thing.
And it's a good thing too when you ain't living your dreams through them. This is what they chose, right? They making their own path.
That's a different type
That's
of
when
crowd.
it's even more gratifying. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They doing it on their own.
Shout out to Will Smith too, because you mentioned that name. Will, I just want you to know that
That's
you're
the
still.
homie.
I don't care what people are saying out there in the world about you. You are a absolute legend to
Come
me.
on.
Everything you've done is something that a lot of us grown men idolize. I don't care what they're saying about you out there. I ain't buying it. Will Smith is a legend. When Will Smith started getting his flowers, it seems like they tried to take it away from him. Nah,
Right
Will Smith
away.
deserves all the flowers in the
Nah.
world. That's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Man, we
You
gave
know what
him
I mean?
all the
That's-
flowers when we
yeah.
had him on the show, man.
Yeah, Will Smith is a
He a
legend.
GOAT, man.
How was that one?
I mean, it's one of the ones that we hold tight. That was the first interview since the Chris Rock thing. You know what I mean? So
Oh wow.
yeah.
Nice.
You know what I
Congrats.
mean? So that was huge for us, and to just he matter of fact, that was huge. But he had us come to Westbrook Studios, and he did a private screening for me and Matt of Emancipation because it came out the day we interviewed him.
Oh wow!
So just all that whole shit was
Yeah.
blew our mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
dog.
moment.
Like Will fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? Will fucking with us. So it's just like you said, it's like MJ walking in, like Jordan walking in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Will Smith. Like and his company's doing my documentary of my life. You know what I'm saying? It's called The Second Half, which is cool. So I just get a chance to meet him and say thank you for all that type of stuff. I was in awe because, like I said, I grew up watching Fresh Prince. I watch all the movies. I know who Will Smith is.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I just in love with Jada Pinkett just as much as he is. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, anytime you can get a guy of that caliber on your show, like, what can you say? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You've had some greats on there, man.
Blessed, man.
Crazy.
Ellen.
Crazy.
You know,
man.
you always got to shout out to people that Fred.
Oh, nah, you got to give love,
Like,
man.
yeah.
Man, come on, man. Give
Always
respect when
busy.
respect is due, man.
It is that is, again, I can't tell you how many conversations Fred presents to me. And it's just like there's times where I'm arguing with this dude on the phone. What do you mean you don't want to interview with this person? I'm like, I just don't want to do it. It's not me. You know, you and I had some pretty famous names come across, and it's just like, nah, I can't interview somebody. I don't like their character.
I don't want to co-sign.
You know what I mean? Like,
everybody,
you
man.
might be the most real person in the nation, and you might have all these crazy stuff, but you beat your woman. It's okay. I don't find
That's
somebody.
yeah, that's no go. That's a no go.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's like, okay, there's no fascination and while I'm looking at you,
I don't want to get to know you. You're thinking about it the whole time.
Yeah,
I don't want to get to know
it's not going to go
nobody.
so smoothly. And we tried. Well documented. There's probably like 2 or 3 interviews that we had of people that, you know, not necessarily that we had an issue with, but they weren't really fascinating people, you know, because you come up and I'm sitting there like,
Yeah.
You gonna rap?
Right. Like
We
we
or
can
something.
end this
Bitch,
shit
you want to
right
rap
now.
right here? You want to put the lyrics on the screen for you? You know what I mean? Like, some people did some wild shit that I'm like, this ain't me. I'm authentic. I want to be. I'll try for you. You wanted to make it look better. They said there was gonna be a look. This is early on. Okay, we'll see. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you're 40 minutes into the interview, and you're like, man, this person fucking sucks. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is terrible. I don't care about none of this shit.
Cut.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Bro, the goal, my main goal when we have a guest is to highlight the guest. As a host, as a, you know, whatever you want to call
That's
this
how it
role,
should be.
we want to highlight the guest. Whatever you're promoting, we want to help you promote that. Whatever your story is, let's talk, let's get into it. But if you out here living foul and doing bad business I don't want to highlight that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you bring us views and we can cross-platform and all this great stuff, but if you not somebody that we really want to mess with, why do I want to have a conversation with you? I wouldn't do it in the real world. I wouldn't want to share a meal with you. So I don't want to sit here and talk to you for 2-3 hours and fake the funk like I'm really rocking with you.
I ain't doing that.
Now I gotta fake dap you up and like, I don't want to do all that, man. And it's gonna come across on the camera and people are gonna see like, yo, they wasn't really rocking with you. You know, so why would we put ourselves in that type of situation?
And also highlight human being behind it all. You know, Charleston White, when he was up here the other day, said something dope about why he fucks with us so much. You know, we fuck with Charleston, right? Like, there's a lot of people don't, and that's okay. But we were able to capture a side of Charleston the first time we interviewed with him that, you know, even before we went live on air, we're kicking it with him, and he's like, there's a character and there's a person to Charleston. I'm really blue. Like, that's what people know me by. I've been trying to, you know, lead movements for a long time, but nobody was listening to me. And one time I said something crazy. Everybody listened. And I knew now that I'll say the craziest thing. They'll start listening, and then I get this window to leave a message to them. And then they stop listening again. I'll just say something else crazy again, and then I'll get a window to say a dope message to them. You know what I mean? And when he does say a lot of dope shit, and he's talking about what he said he loved about our show and why he comes up here was we're able to separate the character from, you know, we'll separate the character and let the human be here. You know, so the human, because he was like, you know, you got all these wrestlers. You know what I mean? He's like wrestling fake. They don't want to wrestle all the time. You know what I mean? And so when they're on an interview and you think about the interview, how's it going? Is it Steven Jackson, the basketball player, Steven Jackson, the media personality, or is it Steven Jackson? You know?
It's just Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, we know that about you.
Yeah,
that's why for me it was an immediate yes. I'm like, Fred, that's somebody that's gonna talk his shit, that is authentic, that isn't gonna be that uncomfortable situation where it was like, well, how do you feel about this?
Nah, not
You
me.
know
You
what
can
I
talk to me
mean?
about
Yeah.
anything. It's a famous saying that I was such and such years old when I realized that I was showing up, that everybody was living life in costume, and I was showing up as my real self.
You've been showing up as your real self
My
your whole life.
I don't know how to
Yeah.
be nothing else, dog. I don't know how to be nothing else. You see how solid I am. I ain't say nothing bad about Charleston White. He had a lot of bad things to say about George in the past. You know what I'm saying? And we had our word. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gain nothing from demeaning nobody, dog.
Yeah,
I wish him the
absolutely.
best. He getting his love and he getting his videos. He making a little noise doing this thing. Everybody got their own lane. You know what I'm saying? But
He said some dope shit the other day when he was talking about George Floyd. When he was on our podcast, he made a very interesting and controversial statement.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
Yeah, and he said that shit went viral all over the world. He was saying, I asked him about his opinion about Israel and Palestine, and he got into talking about Hamas, and he was like,
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
He's like, we are, and he was saying, he was like, when black people were upset about what happened with George Floyd, and we finally decided to stand up and we started to fucking shit up, we are the Hamas.
I disagree.
That's why I bring it up.
I totally disagree with that because I'm never going to stand with nothing that's killing children and innocent people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless who doing it, I'm never standing on that side. So and no, we weren't that. We weren't that. We was not that. We weren't nowhere close to that. We were people of all races who want equality, who want all to be treated the same. It was more black people, and it was no, let me stop. It was people of all races out there fighting for one cause, and that's for everybody to be equal, for justice, for us to rip the Constitution up and have somebody from every race represented, so everybody can have an equal say-so in what goes on in the United States. That's what we were doing. We were not Hamas. We were nothing like that. And I'm Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I pray constantly for my people in Palestine. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to see all these children and stuff getting murdered. You know what I'm saying?
On either side.
I can say that because I am Muslim, but I also can say that you would have never heard of me or know who I am. I never get an opportunity in life to play basketball with a 16-year-old Jewish kid named Josh Pastner didn't drive to my city and give me an opportunity to play on this AAU team. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I know will be a great spokesperson for equality and for equal for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I started something, love for all who have love for all, and I put every fist of every color emoji on my page when I post it, but I put only the righteous, because if you righteous, you love everybody regardless of what they look like, how they sell, what they how they dress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what righteous is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not about nothing else, how you look, what you believe in, none of that. You choose to do what you want to do, but as long as you righteous, as long as you're not demeaning, as long as you have no hate in your blood for somebody else for no reason, right? That's what I was. So I cannot agree with that statement that he made. You know what I'm saying? He has the right to speak his mind, but I totally disagree with that statement.
Absolutely. And that's why I bring things like that up, because I know you're such an outspoken person, and you got great insight on life. You know what I mean? Like if you're somebody in my circle, I'm definitely calling you for a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to get, because
Stack, man, let me run this by you.
I'm not somebody that'll pretend. I don't know it all. I'm okay with that though. And
and I'm fine with that too. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm fine with that too.
And I think a lot of people know me as a know-it-all, but I'll do this. If I don't know it all, first off, if we're having a debate back and forth, I'm gonna switch the topic. And after we're done, I'm gonna call somebody that does know it all, and I'm gonna pick their ear, and I'm about this specific situation. I'm gonna pick their ear, and I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna obtain the knowledge off of that, because that is how I've grown throughout my life. When I dropped out of high school and I got my GED, I always I had this dream and a nightmare that I was always gonna be dumb, because of what you're taught coming up in life. Like you got to learn it this way. You know what I mean? I felt different. Throughout school, I always felt I was more wise. I felt like a lot of the stuff that I was learning in school, this is never going to apply to me. I don't care for it. I'm different. I grew up the east side of Buffalo, New York, where Conway the Machine and Benny the Butcher are from. And I grew up different. I grew up, there's 5 siblings. We're taking care of each other. We defend each other. You know what I mean? We protect our mom. you know, when crazy shit was going down, you know, you couldn't really depend on the cops in those neighborhoods. It was us for ourselves. You know what I mean? We were the Hispanic family on the block, Puerto Rican and Dominican, and there was maybe one white family. You know what I mean? And throughout this entire neighborhood, I honestly I say it all the time. I grew up racist towards white people. I went to a school called MLK. And I learned that white people are the devil. You know, this is 85, 1990. You know, when I'm starting to obtain information and I'm learning about MLK. You don't think that was super bothersome to me watching these videos every day of how they treated MLK? I idolize MLK, and you know, growing up in that neighborhood, I learned a lot about life early on. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to develop and grow up and I guess what really bothers me about the world right now is, you know, everybody does have their own opinion. Their own opinion is okay. You could tell that you're somebody that you could learn a lot from. Got to be open to learn from people. What bothers me about the world today is they'll stick to these beliefs that certain things don't exist. Racism doesn't exist because they don't see it or they don't feel it, but it doesn't mean it's not out there in the world, you know, and you'll have these conversations with people, but they're unwilling to call stack up, or they're unwilling to call somebody else or have a conversation with somebody else and say, you know what, you might know better than me in this situation, and I respect your opinion. I respect your views. I want to learn a little bit from you, and I want to learn a little bit from you, and I want to learn a little bit from Cato. You know what I mean? And I want to improve my knowledge on these situations. A lot of people stay completely stuck to where they are on the knowledge they have about a situation, and they will argue with you to the death and act like they figured it out or they know it.
I'm Muslim, and Julian Edelman is Jewish. And we talk all the time. That's one of my close friends. You know what I'm saying? And neither, you know, both of us feel certain ways, you know, about our people and nothing, but we talk and we love each other. Neither one of us totally understand what's going on, you know, and out there and the history of it. I'm not no historian where I know everything. That's why I just don't come out and speak on stuff. Things been going on longer than a lot of people, and everybody just jump out there saying things. Now, you don't have to be a historian to have a heart. To feel for people and to see people just getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be a human being. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's just people need to really take time to like you say, listen, but to also educate themselves before they just start talking and saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that could cause more confusion. Right?
It does.
You know what I'm saying? People just speaking out of emotion and not knowing no facts.
Yeah.
Like that can cause more problems.
It does. I mean, man, I love to think and operate on the idea that everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Right.
I believe that is true. I don't believe everybody needs to share their opinion.
Right.
Okay? Because I can't speak for either one of those sides
right.
in that specific scenario.
Right.
I can't speak to either one. I know what's right and wrong.
And none of us are there.
Yeah. Exactly. So what say do I have to be like, this person should be doing in these and and if I do, it should be a closed door conversation. It's not necessarily something that I need to put on my Facebook profile picture and, you know, these flags and that flags and all this. If you are uninformed, just don't speak on it, or rather, you know, seek information, seek an understanding if that's the case, and then maybe speak on it once you have a full understanding. But to just jump out there and, you know, blindly co-sign for anybody is just insane to me, especially in this day and age.
Everybody has a voice. Let me say that too. Everybody has a voice. Just make sure you're using it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And your voice matter. Your voice matter. Your voice matter. The person that working in the grocery store, they voice matter just as much as mine, because we all a part of the human race. You know what I'm saying? We all should have an opinion on how we live and how we treat each other, right? But then again, it goes back to common sense. We know what's right and wrong. We know how to say hello, yes, ma'am, how you doing? We know how to do all these things. People just don't do them, maybe because they feel it's not necessary, or maybe because it's not beneficial to them. But you're not doing it for you. That's just like when you apologize to somebody. You're not apologizing for them. You apologize so you can get it off your chest and you can feel better about what you did. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. They think, well, when I'm apologizing for the other person. No, you apologize for yourself because you did them wrong and you holding on to something that you need to let out. And the only way you can let it out or move on from it is by apologizing to the person you wronged. It's just common sense, man.
Yeah. I forget the quote, but it was something along those lines. It was like, people need to be more selfish. And initially that sounds a little crazy. Mm-hmm. People say, don't be selfish. Don't be so selfish. Well, be more selfish. And one of the most selfish things you can do is being selfless, doing things for other people, because who does that make happy and who does that make feel whole and fulfilled? You. Yep. You get so much joy, and you try it sometime if you haven't tried it, if you don't believe it, but do something for somebody else and see how good you feel. Okay. So the most selfish thing you can do is be selfless. So everybody could be a little more selfish. Big what I mean? Because you're right. I'm the same way. And that's something that I had to learn very early. Like, I'm not here to carry that burden. So let me go ahead and say sorry and right my wrong. So I don't have to carry that shit around. Because it gets what is it? What you choose not to carry today, you got to carry tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So by me not fixing my relationships here and not making sure that this situation ended the right way, and I got to carry all that. No, I'm not here to carry all that strife, all that bullshit. No, that's not my burden to carry. Let me go ahead and settle my debts and be a little more selfish and try to do right by as many people as possible. If
you hold on to it, it'll hinder your future relationships. Yeah, true. Because you're so holding on to what happened to you in the past and being scarred, you can't open up to accept what you really been looking for. You know what I'm saying? And I've been there. I've been that person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Holding other people accountable for what other people done to me. And really missing out on something that God has put in my face that I've been looking for this whole time. Tough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And most people won't even admit that. I have no problem with admitting it. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to be perfect. I know I'm not perfect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of things that God that put in my life that now I see today. Damn.
That's why.
You know what I'm saying? I let that one get away, God. Not the next one, but I see it. I understand. I take heed of it. I admit it. But I won't let it get away next time.
Yeah. I made too many of those mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you had to make them to learn, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of us got to bump our heads 3 or 4 times.
And we saved those other people.
Yeah.
From us at those times. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times that version of us wasn't a good version of us. And the people, they were so good to us, those people that we had, and we were taking it for granted that it was better for them to be let loose of what we were causing in their lives. You know what I mean? It's okay. And that's where you become great, because you're like, I can't fuck that up again. Mm-hmm. You know, you better lose yourself in the moment.
You might not get that back.
You know what I mean? Like, you better never let it go.
Well, that's one thing about life too, man. You'll start to realize that there's a pattern to this. Things kind of do happen and they do kind of repeat. So you should greet these moments of hardship. You should greet them openly, because once you know how to handle that situation, the next time it comes around, we've been here, done that. Mm-hmm. The same thing with like preparing for the big game. If you go through the motions, you prepare yourself the way you need to. When that moment comes, you are prepared to handle that.
Yep.
If you do the work, if you go through what you need to go through and get through the suck, pause, you're going to be that much better for it on the end when you actually meet that strife in person. And that's just how you got to do it. So take on that strife, head on. Hey, it is what it is. But just know next time it's not going to be as difficult. You're not going to struggle. It's not going to hit you as hard.
Experience is the best teacher.
Hey.
By far.
I like what you said. What you said? I'm first string all team.
First team all common sense.
First team all common sense.
First team all common sense.
Playing in my head.
Yeah, I've been saying that for
They try to make everything rocket science, man. It ain't, man.
Yeah, common sense is the most important sense to have. That wisdom is important to have. You've had all your moments in front of the world because of who you are. You visited O Block, and that was a controversial time for you. To visit, was it Munna? They
don't even know the story. Yeah. I didn't even know him when I went there.
Okay.
So Will Bynum was from Chicago. We were in Chicago for Big 3. We had our games. It was the last night. We were leaving the next day. We were all hanging out, drinking, having a good time. One of his friends was with us. Said something about O Block talking to us. I'm like, man, take me to O Block. Like, man, wait, tell you don't want to go. Man, take me to old block. I want to go right now. Bro, it's not. But man, listen, man, the earth, my turf. Yeah. Nobody wanted to take me. Man, take me to old block, man. They gonna love seeing me there. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, no NBA players don't pull up on them at 3, 4 in the morning with all their jewelry on. They gonna love it. Trust me, I'm from this.
Right.
Bro, they loved it.
Of course.
They loved it. And, you know, people are like, oh, he think he hard. Bro, I went to old block. And let me tell you, everybody there loved the fact that I showed up and took the time to come to their neighborhood because it's got such a bad name.
Right.
And I know where I'm from. If I was a kid and a professional basketball player came to my hometown and we was able to see him in real time as a kid,
big,
I would have knew that I could really make it. It's real. This man is in my hometown, right? Mm-hmm. And you speak about Munna. I didn't know him. When I got there, God put him on my side. As soon as I got there, he was like, "You want me to roll your weed?" Like he was just trying to help me make sure I was comfortable. Like I got you. I'm gonna make sure you straight. Like he just stayed on my hip. I didn't know nothing about it. That he rapped nothing. He stayed so silent for the couple of hours I was there. I took his number. I said, "Bro, stay in contact. I want to help you." You know what I'm saying? Because I see how I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a better life out here for you, bro. Yeah. That's what I'm telling him. So we exchanged contacts and, you know, we talked every now and then while I was sending him money for studio time. You know what I'm saying? Him and his other homeboy, because he wanted to rap. You know, I kept telling him, you know, I'm not really here to help to fund your rap career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to fly you out. You know what I'm saying? Get you out to all the smoke sets, see where I can get you a job or something, try to help you see something different and help your family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was my whole thing. That's all I kept telling him about, to the point where even on Instagram, I got on Instagram and sent a text out, a post out, just to see if somebody could help him get an ID in Chicago. Because I was trying to get him so he can fly out, so I can get him out of that situation.
Better situation.
And during that process, he ends up getting shot. You know what I mean? And that's why you don't listen to people, dog. I'm the one sending him money while he's in the hospital. I'm the one sending his mama money, his auntie money. Whoever he told me to send money to, I spoke to his dad. Like, bro, I don't know this kid from a can of paint. I don't owe him nothing. But I'm doing this out the kindness of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a real one. And I want to see, you know, I see something in this kid. And he heals up. I'm helping him out. And he ends up getting picked up on a murder case. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I pray to God he didn't do it. But I can't still support him in that situation. Because if it turns out that he is guilty, then I'm you know what I'm saying? And I don't support that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole reason for trying to get him to avoid that from happening. You know what I'm saying? He didn't see what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? He was happy with getting money from him, being around his homeboys and going rap. But it's tough in Chicago, man. It's tough. And I was trying to help him get out of that situation and avoid the situation he's in now. And I still pray for him. You know, I haven't talked to him since he's been arrested or nothing like that, but I'm still praying for him. I wish him the best, but I can't be a part of supporting something like that. Now, if he comes out and he had nothing to do with it, he out of jail, I'm back helping him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he got to take care of that. I can't be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Smart.
Which can't nobody blame you for.
Right.
You know what I mean? They can't blame you for pulling up on O Black if nobody sees how dope that is. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't, because
everybody had a problem but the people at O Block.
Yeah. Because
that's how that goes, man.
And they didn't say nothing about a couple months later when they had a big toy drive at O Block, how I donated to the toy drive. You know what I'm saying? All that. So you can't really pay attention to people. Everybody got something to say on the outside looking in. That's why it's mandatory that we have shows like this to control your own narrative.
Oh, absolutely.
I like that theme, man.
Welcome to the Danza Project. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button too.
No, but it's a very underrepresented, underutilized theme. Controlling your own narrative. I don't think people understand what that means. That don't mean that you could just, because people control their own narrative in the wrong way. You know, posting up money pictures and you know this, that, and all
selling
that.
Hope. They in the hope dealing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's important for you to speak your piece and speak your truth at that. This is something that we didn't always have. And with great power comes great responsibility. So you got to be conscious of what you're putting out there. Yeah. You know, even if you're not in the limelight or known for anything big, you're not like a figure or anything like that. You just as a regular person, you got to be conscious of what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
You know, how you're being perceived. How will the story be told?
Right. How would the story be told?
Yo, it's crucial, man.
And I'll get to that though. How would the story be told, bro?
100%. This internet shit is crazy.
You had a story that is pretty amazing about Jordan and him and practicing with the second string.
Yeah. MJ special, man. MJ special.
Definitely, like, we heard a lot of dope stories. We ain't hear no Michael Jackson stories. Or Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Because we had heard a Tupac and a Michael Jackson one. We ain't hear no Michael Jordan story. This is the actual GOAT.
We were not playing well at the time. And he knew just what to do. We didn't know what he was doing. He showed up at practice one day and he walked in. Y'all ain't been doing shit. Make sure y'all practice, you know, just picking with me, picking with Gerald, you know, just saying stuff, just, you know, but he ain't joking.
He's the owner.
He's the owner.
Yeah.
He dead ass. Like, he ain't joking at all, to the point where, give me your jersey. Lace his shoes up. Get out the way. And jumps on the second team.
Oh, man.
Talking cash shit. I'm talking about cash. He not really just scoring points, but the aura and the person he is, he didn't put the MJ confidence into everybody on the second team. They hitting all kind of shots, but you know what I'm saying? They just busting our ass, right? To the point where they don't win the game, but they doing all kind of crazy stuff. We end up winning the game, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking my trash to him. He get to telling me about all this I take his shoes off, because, you know, I was sponsored by Jordan. Take my shoes off and all the banners I got and what I done. He cursing me. I'm like, man, that was a long time ago. You can't do that shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just talking shit to him, but he airing me out, bro. I'm talking about to the point where I feel this big. Because this is MJ, right? He ain't got to say much. All you got to do is stand there. This is Jordan, nigga. You know what I mean? To the point where we got in the locker room, you know, especially me and Gerald, that shit resonated to us. Like, you know, if MJ saying we ain't doing what the fuck we supposed to do,
We might not be doing it.
We know, we not. Ain't no mic to it. We not. Come back out, make a run, get the Bobcats to the playoffs for the first time. So he knew what he was doing, and it worked. It worked, you know what I'm saying? But MJ at 50 years old still has the what's the word I'm looking for?
Not command, but like
he has the glow on him, and just that the aura of him being the GOAT. He can just stand there and say things, you know what I'm saying, to get people playing hard or to get them to look at themselves and to be better, you know what I'm saying? And Jordan saying it, like, it definitely resonated to me and Gerald Wallace. And that's who he really was talking to. Yeah. He wasn't talking to the role players. He wasn't talking to nobody. He was really talking to me and Gerald. And he loved me more from that moment, even though I talked so much shit, because I was the only one going back at him. Yeah. He loved that, you know what I'm saying? That's why he loved me to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because I was able to go back at him without being disrespectful. Because, you know, you my idol. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great story, but only a guy like Mike could come in and put the skill of him into 4 other guys that would never hit a shot like that again in their whole life. But Mike did it.
Pour that passion out of you.
Mike Jordan. The glow.
The glow. Right? Yeah.
So,
the glow.
It's a real thing. I'll never forget when I had caught a case and I was on pretrial and I got a job as a valet driver and as a bartender. And so, like, there's all these rich people in these rooms and I'm bartending. I still got high as hell. I'm not gonna front. You know what I mean? So I still cheated the drug test and everything to get out. But when I was, I'll never forget looking at somebody speak to a room full of people. You know, somebody famous in the legal field, right? Because they're like all rich, you know, the rich white people having a conversation, your attorneys, the DA, you know what I mean? And there's somebody having a conversation and speaking to everybody. And I swear this motherfucker was glowing and everybody was just stuck on him. And I'm like, there's really a glow around certain people. I feel it.
No, it is.
I went to the Jay-Z concert months later with Mary J. High as hell. I'm watching them and I'm like, for me, these motherfuckers are glowing.
Yeah.
They're like Jay-Z's glowing. there's those people that have come across in our lives that we look at, you know, your Michael Jordan. There's a glow to that. And it's starting to what you're doing right now, all the smoke, you speaking to people. That's why I asked you. I said, you know, which one out of the two was more rewarding? I feel like it's got to be super dope for you to walk out of a conversation knowing that you touched that person's life because you're glowing.
Appreciate it,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
You don't know you do it all the time, but that is definitely the aim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want the same for people I talk to. I want to leave with a jewel. I want to leave, you know what I'm saying, more educated than I was before I sat down with that person. I want to know something different. I want to have a jewel that I can go share with my child or share with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That might need that. You're right. So you could be doing it, but you might not know. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be just sitting there trying to absorb stuff on your own.
You and Matt Barnes have like a crazy ass dynamic. Matt Barnes tried my boy with the
Kobe, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And Kobe fell in love with him after that.
Matt Barnes, like, I like Matt Barnes for the Derek Fisher story, right?
It was only 15 minutes. It wasn't 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's a 15-minute drive and a 15 minute back home.
Yeah.
He was back home smoking in 30 minutes.
So if Derek Fisher was whooping him, you're there. Derek Fisher's getting whooped.
Well, let me
hypothetical
say,
situation.
Let me say, yeah, they cool now. They cool now. Derek is coaching his sons. So let me tell you something funny. So when we first started the show, Matt kept bringing it up and talking about how they cool. And I'm like, man, fuck that. It's beef forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And Matt looked at me in my eyes and said it so many times, bro, we good, bro. We good. He coaching my sons. Like, and you know, he actually coaches sons. They go to the high school that he coaches at. So, like, I had to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you ain't mad with it,
and I'm that type of person, like, nah, we beef forever. But nah. We all grown now, man.
I'm definitely that person.
Shout out D Fish, though.
It's certain people that is like, well, if you ain't mad, I'm mad for you. They ain't gonna try us like that.
And I'm always that. I'm growing. I'm growing. God ain't through me yet.
I'm still bitter. I'm still like I'm 38 now, but like some people I'm kind of cool with now, like because it was forced upon me. Like, even then, I'll still call my boy up. You know, I still think he's a bitch, though, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, but you know what I mean? So
For me, and this is unrelated to the Fisher and Barnes situation, but for me, I always thought it was cool to bully the bullies. Mm-hmm. So if I see somebody that's doing wrong and you doing that, you bringing that to my crib, to my turf, to one of my homies or somebody that I rock with, if it's a younger dude or, you know, whatever it is, I'm gonna say, well, just because they ain't gonna speak up, I'm gonna speak up. Mm-hmm. Oh, they acting like they not mad right now, but trust me, homeboy, you hurt some feelings. So now you gotta deal with me. Mm-hmm. You the bully, I'm bullying you. Mm-hmm. All right, like to me, that was the flyest shit ever. One thing I always loved too, like being in high school, I've always been able to be cool with different groups of people: the band crew and the football players and the volleyball and the wrestlers and the track and the, you know, geek club, whatever it is. I'm cool with everybody. So I see one of my fellow teammates bothering one of the band nerds, geeks, or whatever, or the flag twirlers, whatever it is. And it's like, homeboy, that's not cool, man. Like, let me, hold on, bro. I have the power to intervene. Let me save that person right there. Like, hold on, bro. What you doing isn't cool right now. That's always been the flyest shit to me, always. So in the same way, if my homie in the club and somebody punk him, and even if he ain't bothered, I'm mad for you. Yeah, they ain't gonna do us like that.
He ain't gotta answer the question. I just asked the question just to ask it so they can hear it. We already know that he's beating the shit out of Derek Fisher. Cut it out. He ain't watching it. We already saw an example of what happens, and I love that. Like, yo, I'm notorious for saying this thing that I said on a few of these podcasts. If my girl's getting her ass whooped, either we're jumping whoever's beating her ass or we're both getting our ass whooped. It ain't no other way around it. If it's my sister, I don't give a damn.
The only way my wife or my sister or my mom is getting their ass whooped and I'm there is I'm unconscious or I'm dead already.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah, it's not happening. I don't care. Like, you can put me in jail. Like, aren't those the things that we're supposed to protect the most? Yeah. So like some people, you know, it's funny. My girl the other day, we went to this playhouse, and I ordered food real quick. And I ran to the car, you know, because I got the Wi-Fi in the car. I did a little work. I come in and I order food, and she comes over there. Because I was like, hey, the fries are here. Come eat. And she's like, there was this kid that was like jumping all over Michael. My son's 18 months.
Wait, hold on. Just to be clear, Playhouse.
Yeah, it's like a little indoor. It's like an indoor park. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the strip club. Not the strip club.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was not there.
What the hell? Where did we get
I don't
that?
know if you know this, but a well-known strip club around here is called Playhouse.
Nah.
So
Whoa,
I just had
wait,
you said the
whoa,
fries came out. I was the story,
Yeah,
man.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, we found out some more about you, Kato.
My
It's
bad.
okay.
My bad.
You know
My
what
bad.
I mean? Do you want to go there after this? Is that what's going on? Are we going to, you know what I mean?
Finish the story, man. Finish the story.
Nah, so like she's telling me, she's like, the kid kept jumping on him, and I think he might have hit him in the eye with his elbow. I don't know. And I'm like, what'd you do? You know what I mean? I immediately go into protector mode, and that's what we are as men. Like when you're, you know what I mean? And I'm like, nah. Like I was like, did you pull him off? She was like, yeah, I told him to stop. I was like, he did it again? You know what I mean? So now I'm like,
that's tough.
You know what I mean? It is. It is, but
it's
18. He's 18 months. And I'm new to this. I'm not like a professional, all right? So I'm like, where's this kid at?
Show me the guy.
You know what I mean?
Where's his dad?
But in my blood was boiling. And I'm feeling like if he does that in front of me, you know what I mean? The shopping cart's gonna run into him. That little fake shopping cart that's in there. You know what I mean? Because this is everything we care about. And there's people out there, you mean to tell me that somebody will watch their woman get whooped?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm here to protect everything that I'm around. I got there's 5 of us, 5 siblings. There's my older brother and 3 of my sisters. My sister had a problem in school. Shit, I don't care who this girl was. Yeah, no. The great thing is my sisters were able to defend themselves because we all used to whoop each other's asses. Like my older sister used to beat the hell out of me back in the day, right? So they all were able to defend themselves. But there's been times where I've been around my girl and she didn't fare so well, and I had to cheat,
Mm-hmm.
You gotta help her out.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You got to protect your own. You could tell that's if that's who you are. You got siblings?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's me and my sister now. But
Yeah.
You always are overprotective of your siblings.
Yeah.
Gotta be, man.
Even when you're mad as hell
it's
at
just
them.
us.
And there's nobody that you get more mad at than your siblings.
Mm-mm.
Coming up especially, you know what I'm saying?
But in a drop of a dime, I'm there.
Teaming up.
Come on. That's how it should be. Bro, I'm not that old, but I caught the last wind of that generation where if we rode together, we here together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who them other, I know you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all got to get home the same way. Same way we left.
came, yeah.
Or else the rest of the neighborhood ain't gonna hear, I got to hear from them
Yeah.
about it. How you let such and such get jumped like that, get whooped like that, get, where was you?
I love my people. I love them.
Yeah.
And like when I think about back home, I just recently went back to Buffalo because I don't be going there that much. So listen, I don't fuck with the Miami Dolphins, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But I like Miami in South Florida a lot more than I do Buffalo. I love y'all, but it's a lot warmer over here and it's nicer over here. And the women are prettier over here.
Mm-hmm.
The views are a lot better out here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all right. Like, you know what I mean? My girl looks good. My children are fucking happy every goddamn day. Life is good. Money's good out here too. You know what I mean? It's not snowing. It's not negative 38 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a reason why Buffalo, New York doesn't have a basketball team anymore because ain't nobody trying to go over there to play no damn basketball. You know what I'm saying? But
I actually wanted to ask you that. As far as like, outside of the association and the league, what was the best city to be in it while you were playing there? Like the best fan base, fan group?
The Bay, not even close.
Yeah.
Oakland, San Francisco,
They go
Fillmore.
crazy.
Yes. That's,
Even though you're not from here, they embrace you like.
man, love me in the Bay, man. That's our second home, man. Like they won multiple championships since we left. We go back there, we still the rock stars.
yeah.
I had somebody put on my page today. She and I think I posted on my story. She was like, I remember when y'all was in the Bay, y'all was in the hood in Oakland with no security, man. We loved y'all. Like that's just who we were. You know what I'm saying?
That, man.
I love Oakland, bro. That's definitely one of my second homes, bro. And
who was on the squad with you? Those
Matt, BD, Baron Davis, Al Harrington,
yeah,
Monte Ellis,
Monte
Jason
Ellis.
Richardson.
I feel like Monte Ellis.
Yeah, we had a mob. We had a mob, dog.
That's that fire
Andres
team
Beechams.
right
We
there.
had a good team.
So, you know,
So, who's go ahead.
no, I'm just thinking about, you know, when you play for different teams like that, you are subject to living in that state and in that city. You know, you got to be on the go. You got to be on the road. You don't always know where you at. You got to get acclimated sometime. But if you from the hood and you been to the hood, you know how to navigate. You can go to just about any hood.
Everywhere, bro. It's a hood everywhere. You know what I mean? And then again too, you only get in trouble with the hood when you look like you ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah. Or you're not from there, but you trying to look or act like you get caught doing.
Yeah.
That's when it's a problem.
Then again, you out of bounds. You gotta be with somebody, at least somebody from there. You can't just be out there willy-nilly. Like, people don't. It's a way to move, man. You gotta know how to move.
Yeah, you gotta know it too. You gotta know where you're at.
You can go wherever you want to go.
There is a good friend of mine, Adam March, who we've spoken about a bunch. Super huge. Like he played college ball in Buffalo. He has I can't tell you how many teams he has. He actually TBT, Buffalo Blue Collar. That's his team. So he put that together. He funds it. And I know that, you know, the team won $1 million, and if they won the championship, he ended up winning, and I know he gave them the bread. He didn't need it. And his son plays ball. And I always talk to his son, right? Because like this is one of my greatest friends. And I was telling him, I was talking to him about you coming up here. He's like, man. He's like, that's one of them I feel like I gotta fly out for. He's like, but I got my son, I'm taking him to a game right now. You know, like it's
hands on.
Yeah, I mean, he bought a team van. He bought a stadium or like a stadium for them to play in, a court. And super hands-on on being with his son in that. And I talked to his son's a baller. He loves it. You know what I mean? Like, his son could ball. And I feel like his son he's great at times, and then at times he's intimidated. You know what I mean? You know, he's like the what I would say maybe more of like your Austin Reeves type of kid. You know what I mean? And he's a baller. He can ball. What advice would you give to these kids who face that problem? Like, there's a lot of players out there that are talented, but I feel like there's the intimidation factor where they don't step up at certain times.
Yeah, a lot of kids don't make it because they're not confident in themselves. You know, they could be actually more skilled. They could actually be more naturally talented than somebody. But they'll look on Instagram and see this guy getting all the clicks, and they'll think this guy, you know what I'm saying, that'll kill his confidence. This kid probably just can dunk. He's not even better than you, right? So that has a lot to do with who's guiding them and who raising them, because they got the confidence has to come in you first, especially in sports. You know what I'm saying? Especially a kid. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think you can go out there and make those tackles and make those plays as a kid,
you can't.
You're not gonna think that like that as a teenager. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a bench player as a teenager, and you're gonna be a bench player in high school. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't know. So don't start off with going and just happy being on the team or just happy having a jersey. Because you're gonna be that same person in high school with that jersey on, but you're gonna be bringing people water. It's gonna be still gonna have that same jersey on. You're just not gonna be playing. You're gonna be giving out water. Always have confidence in yourself. Go out there and try to be the best. You know what I'm saying? You might not be the best. You might be the third string, but you on the team. You're making an impact, and that third string player can still make it to the NFL. That third string player can still make it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because now, you know, if you look at the games now, especially basketball, it's about doing one thing good. Like, you can shoot good. You can rebound. You can pass.
Yeah.
Back then, we was doing it all. I scored every way. Post up, rebound. I did every, you know what I'm saying? We did it all. But now it's specialist, right? So that should be more exciting for kids even more now, because now you got to do is be good as one thing. You don't have to be good at the whole game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? I just can go out there and shoot and make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So just believing in yourself, dog.
And Jordan is Jordan Marsh. Shout out Jordan because I played him a couple weeks ago when I went out there. My back,
He
you know, I
named
got
his
a
son
bad
Jordan?
back. Yeah, yeah. He
You got a
definitely
bad back
yeah.
too, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. My back is terrible. So I played him, and he was whooping me. He's 13 years old. I'm not that good at basketball. I'll start with there, but he's whooping me. I ended up beating him, but it's all just I played bully ball because I'm like, man, like as much as my back hurts, I can't let him beat me because he was talking a lot of shit to me because I'm a Curry fan. He's a LeBron fan. You know, even though I love them both for the sake of arguing with him, you know, I gotta go in. LeBron over Curry. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So we do that. But like I'm seeing this kid, I'm like, damn, he's so incredibly gifted at 13 years old. And his dad is always on his ass, like you got a ball. And do you have kids?
Yes, 5 girls, 2 boys.
And are your boys into basketball?
Yes, my son, my oldest son is a freshman in Arizona. He's still thinking about playing. And my youngest son is a senior in high school. He plays.
Nice.
And did you find difficulty in raising them to play basketball? Do they feel like they have to live up to your hype?
Never. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's always a shadow being my son in the back of the mind. Of course, yeah. I'm like, especially my son is a senior. He got my name. He's a junior, so I get. You know, it could be, and I can see that sometimes. But I'm my son's homeboy. Like I don't coach him in basketball. They don't want me to coach him and nothing like that. I'm their homeboy, and I'm fine with that. Whatever relationship my sons want with me, that's what I want with them. I'm gonna be there to support them, guide them. Any advice they need. I mean, I'm the cheat code if you want to make it to the NBA. I mean, can't nobody tell you about making it better than I can. So
who better?
You know what I'm saying? So, but whatever they want, I want for them. I just want them to be the best in whatever they want to be.
How about your girls? They play ball?
None of my girls. Well, let me. All my youngest, like my 4 oldest, are out of high school, in college. They ain't none of them played. They all grown doing their own thing. They divas. But my 9-year-old daughter, she just started playing basketball. She gonna be the one.
That's fun.
Yeah, Sky gonna be the one. She just started picking up basketball. She hasn't played, but this the age you want them to start at. You know what I'm saying? She got to learn the fundamentals. But it's in her. Her mom played, I played, and she's an athlete. She's built like an athlete. So if she wants it to it'll come out of the time. But I just want to just be her support system in any way I can.
I feel like some of the most important people. Shout out to you and your family. That's a beautiful thing. Some of the most important people in my life have passed, right? Like, I grew up, I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. My mom absolutely adored Selena, right? That was, you know, we wake up in the morning, but she wants to get us a clean. You know what I mean? Selena was playing.
Selena
Tupac.
for all you hood niggas is Selena.
Tupac was, yeah.
Selena.
Nipsey. Kobe. I thought it was a prank when I heard that Kobe passed. I was like, because they were killing off people on Twitter. So it was like that little era. So I thought it was a prank. But I was a huge Kobe fan. Like that was the one. And it started because of me and my brother. So my brother had Tim Duncan. I picked Kobe Bryant. And so every time it was them head to head, I'm like, Kobe Bryant's way better. So now you know when you're beefing with your sibling about something, it's personal. You know what I mean? So every time they're out there, this is personal. Like Kobe, what are you talking about? It's Kobe Bryant. It's the greatest player ever. You know what I mean? It took Jordan away out of the conversation for me at that time in my life. When he passed, it was such a huge moment. And it was even bigger because of Gigi and because of the other people that obviously passed on. What was that like for you?
It was tough, bro. I've been knowing Kobe since a teenager. You know, we graduated the same year. McDonald's All-American game, summer leagues, summer camps, all that stuff. So, and being playing with him in the NBA and just, you know, knowing each other for so long and both having dreams as the same age, making it to the NBA, it sucked, man, because everything he said he was gonna be, he did it. He said he was gonna be one of the best to ever do it. And he did it. And what we were going to see in the second phase of his life was going to be even more spectacular. And that's what hurts the most, that we didn't get a chance to see that. You know, what he was going to do for women's basketball. You know, he had already had an Emmy. You know what I'm saying? He was just doing stuff that only Kobe could do. And to lose him like that, where you felt like he was one of those people that was untouchable, Like can't nothing happen to Kobe. Like it sucked. It's still a sting right now thinking about it. And I hurt for his daughters. I hurt for his wife. I'm real cool with his sister. And me losing my brother, my little brother, and my older brother, I know exactly how the sisters felt, you know, and it's not a good feeling, especially with somebody who has such a major impact over the whole world. You know what I'm saying? It sucks to lose Kobe, man. I hate even talking about it.
Yeah. I remember watching it was an MTV special. I think it was like a True Life special, and it was on Kobe. I don't remember the exact theme of that episode, but it was him in like Italy playing soccer with a bunch of kids, and he was like speaking French and German, and like I said, wow, because I never got to see that side of him. This is before social media. Social media, I know what you have. I know what you had for lunch yesterday, and what gym you was at last week, and who you support, and I know all this stuff because of social media. But at this time, it was through TV shows and these types of specials that you could see it. And I remember visually thinking, like, man, this guy is different. This guy is noticeably different, and this is outside of the accolades of the sport. As a person, he's different. He has a different background. He thinks different. I obviously we won't harp on it too much, but seeing him go it's crazy because it's for us, not necessarily for you. You know, the relationship is different. We don't personally know these people, but there's certain people that when you get that headline across Twitter or CNN or whatever it is, you feel like you knew that person. You feel like they had a part in your life or a part in your growing up somehow, some way. Certain actors like Robin Williams, like I never knew him from a can of paint, but I felt it when he passed. Kobe was definitely one of those. You know,
like it's just like when Mike Tyson lost, how the world was shot when Mike Tyson got knocked down by Buster Douglas. Yeah. Everybody was hurt. The whole neighborhood was crying. No, not Mike. No, I was about crying. I was cried, dog. I cried when Mike got beat by Buster Douglas, bro. So that's just how it is. Some people in our culture just do that to us, dog. And Kobe was one of them. You know what I mean? That mama mentality. Yeah. You can't duplicate that.
Kobe, the last question I want to ask you before you go, and by the way, this has been a phenomenal interview, and I can't wait to.
Thanks for having me, man.
Wait till people
appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you.
Dope vibe here, man.
Let's go.
1 to 100. Life is, you know, some people say like, where you at? 1 to 10. How you feel? What's your pain like? 1 to 10. You know what I mean? You know, like 1 to 100. Life is grand. This is a big ass. Like, you think about the shit that Steven Jackson went through from being a child out in Texas and growing up and then meeting all the people you met and all the relationships you've had and the bond you have with George Floyd and leading this movement that you have for George Floyd and being in the NBA and going through all the triumphs that you've been through in there and still somehow making it through. And making it through in... Not just, you know, these teams hate you, you had all these issues. Nah, you flourished in anything that you've ever been in. 1 through 100. You're in the podcasting industry, media in general. 1 through 100. Where do you place yourself at in the scale of life right now?
I would say I'm at probably 56 to 60%.
Why there?
Because I've done a lot. Won a championship on every level I played in, from high school to overseas to NBA to the Big Three. I got a platinum album, a million streams. I've done that. Award-winning podcast. Biggest social movement that been a part of that. I think now the best part is because I'm gonna be able now to enjoy the things that I'm doing. You know, in the NBA I was court, child support, divorce, nonsense. I was in and out of court. I couldn't really enjoy my hard work and the things I was doing. I think now, as time passed and I continue to, you know, I'm owning everything I do now. It's a difference between working for somebody, you know what I'm saying? So now that we owning our own stuff and doing our own thing, I think I can honestly go into being the entrepreneur, being the protective provider I want to be, and also being able to create generational wealth for my family. I've already been doing it for a long time now, but I can do it now where I can actually put my hands on it, and you know what I'm saying, and be more control of my narrative now. So I don't have to worry about the media and people saying things about me where I can't respond back and control it, right? So I think the reason why I say that percentage, because I think I got so much more to go with acting and other stuff that I want to do. You know, we starting our own mezcal tequila me and Matt got coming out. So it's a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm at the point where I'm the best version of me and the smartest version of me, the more in control grown man version of me, and I'm able to enjoy everything I'm doing. I'm living in the moment, like you say. With everything I'm doing, I'm living in the moment. And I think I got a couple more notches to go for me to say that I've reached my greatness. I don't think I'm there yet.
Great. Phenomenal answer.
Yeah.
What does 100 look like for you then?
100 for me looks like at home with grandkids. All my kids are situated and have their own identities in life. My mom is somewhere around playing with grandkids in my house, and you know, I'm living off of all the things that I built and watching my kids live on them and be the famous ones now, or if they're not famous, be the successful ones, right? I want to be able to pass it on and watch them be successful and take control of everything I built. So when it's time for me to go, I know it's in good hands.
Tough.
Thank you.
Great fucking answer.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for
answer.
being here. Fred, I told you. Chris, I told you. This is going to be one of those ones. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Wow.
Honored, man. Thank you, man.
Anytime.
Thank
You're
you, man.
welcome.
Y'all hit the subscribe and like button, man. Tune in. This is some dope shit, man. Hopefully,
Come on.
you know, I might speak it into existence. I don't know where they going with it, but, you know, we got some good things going. Hopefully in the future, you might see us together doing some business together. And I really like it. I like this platform. I like these brothers. My first time meeting them. But I speak 3 languages, English, Spanish, and body language. And they got great body language on this podcast, the whole little set. So everybody don't win. I see these guys winning and they got my support. So hopefully we'll be doing business soon.
Hey. Yeah. Let's get it. Sign us off, Orlando. I appreciate you.
Y'all know what to do. Hit that button. Hit that follow. Let's go.